Wicked and weakness. You gotta see this.
Well, dear friends, the fappening was a great success.
Well, don't you think it's a little much? A little mean?
Too mean. Never. We are trolls. We are trolls. Big black holes instead of souls.
Preying on the weak and dumb. Just for fun.
Just for fun! We are trolls!
Online trolls. Chaos is our only goal. Chaos in complete control. We are the trolls. It didn't always used to be this way.
We used to lurk by bridges, stopping all who dare come by.
The humans who caught up to us and we were forced to hide.
But then we found a place to go!
A place to grow. Call our home.
Anonymous, no rules are set.
They call this place the internet.
But women now, we don't play no games. 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 But women now.
None can test the skill and wit.
Match the dark and soulless pit of one who rules our trollish ring. Our fearless leader, our troll queen. We are trolls, online trolls. Chaos is our only goal. Chaos in complete control. We are the trolls. We are trolls, online trolls. Chaos is our only goal. Chaos in complete control. We are trolls, online trolls. Chaos is our only goal. Chaos in complete control. We are the trolls. We are trolls, online trolls. Chaos is our only goal. Chaos in complete control. We are trolls. We are trolls. We are the trolls.
Welcome to the internet. We're living in a meme. Digital avatars hide behind the screens. You could see it in your mentions. We got demons in the comment section, screaming for redemption, 'cause they don't get enough attention.
Mask on, fuck your mask on. Mask on, fuck your mask on.
Bullshit, ain't got the time for the bullshit. Break it down, got this bullshit, bullshit, bullshit.
Can't believe all that bullshit, all that bullshit, that bullshit. You're way out of line with the bullshit, all that bullshit, that bullshit, bullshit,
Get the second girl, get the second girl, 'cause I'm happy now, I'm happy now. Bullshit, bullshit. We are the heroes, we're talking legends. Won't back down until the hands are to the heaven. Heroes, we're talking legends. Down until the hands are to the heaven. Yes, bitch.
You ain't shit, your dog ain't shit, you got a cute nephew, but his uncle a bitch. Whoop, whoop. Somebody call the whole police, and your granny ain't shit, makes you rest in peace, 'cause you done pissed off a petty bitch. Well, I hope you fucking ready, bitch. Get ready, bitch, I'ma hack your computer, I'ma egg your house. I don't do cardio, but I'ma run my mouth. I'ma hide in your bushes so you scared to come out. Let everybody know that you use me for clout, 'cause you done pissed off a petty bitch. Well, I hope you fucking ready, bitch. Get ready, bitch.
Okay, ladies, now let's get information. Give me a P, give me a E, give me a T, T, Y. I'm petty all the time. Break it down now. P, E to the T, T, Y. P, E to the T, T, Y. I'm petty all the time.
Sit down.
You ain't shit, and your mama ain't shit, and your daddy ain't shit.
You see me, hustle hard, stack paper, it's alright. Y'all haters, it's nothing. We major, you see me, high haters, high hater, high hater. You see me, high haters, high hater.
My left stroke just went viral. Sit down, Lil, Leon.
Why so serious? Try to be mean to me 'cause you don't think with intellect. Hiding on the internet, they're always talking trash.
I try not to listen. Welcome to my prison. I am so connected, but I still feel so alone. I'm trapped in your laptop, and I'm trapped inside your phone.
bring 'em out, bring 'em out, bring 'em out, bring 'em out. It's hard to yell when the barrel's in your mouth.
Come on.
Bring 'em out, bring 'em out, hey. Bring 'em out, bring 'em out, yeah. Bring 'em out, bring 'em out, hey.
You've been trolled. You should probably just fold when the only winning move is not to play. And yet you keep on trying, mindlessly replying. You've been trolled. Have a nice day.
Up on a poster. Everybody knows that when we win it's cause we're supposed to. Fighting with the dark side, running but you can't hide. Talking all that's got you all that's right. We can't get a window, we'll finish. You better be ready to throw down. Calling us nameless, I'm missing the papers and we find no way cause we know how. Get it twisted, we doing our business, the chanting our names and it's sold out. Better believe it, we can't be defeated, no way. We are the heroes, we're talking legends. Walk back down into the hands or to the heaven. Heroes, we're talking legends. Down into the hands or to the heavens. Can't stop us when we go in. Kings and queens are folding. There's something in our hearts, feel the rush. Yeah, we're golden. Sending out a message, leave them in the wreckage. Unbreakable, powerful forces not to mess with. We can't get a window, we'll finish. You better be ready to throw down. Calling the same as I'm losing the papers and we find no way cause we know how. And our business is doing our names and it's so loud. Better believe it, we can't be defeated, no way. We are the heroes, we're talking legends. Walk back down into the hands or to the heaven. Heroes, we're talking legends. Throw our hands into the heavens. We are the heroes, we're talking legends. Walk back down into the hands or to the heaven. Heroes, we're talking legends. Walk back down into the hands or to the heavens.
What's up? What's up, Vinny?
Nothing much, just chilling out, 6 in the morning.
Okay, well, me and Valoma got a stream to do since there's somebody over there with my name in the title calling me delusional.
I'll just sit here.
You know, the little jackass you were just over there with.
Oh, okay. I don't know. I'll just say good morning.
You didn't look at the title. It said JJJ delusional.
And Valoma a liar.
Yeah, and Valoma a liar.
Oh, sorry. I don't look. I just push the button and the notification comes up, and that's it.
Mm-hmm. Well, you should read the titles before you go jumping in, because you make us all look stupid when you do that. Just saying.
Oh, sorry. Okay. Well,
anyway.
Yeah. Why are you delusional this time?
You've got to be kidding me. I don't understand. Go ahead and double down, because I'm just going to help your way completely out of the community over here, you know?
Yeah.
Obviously they've had issues the whole time while pretending to support us.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's weird.
Yeah, it's very weird. Very freaking weird.
Very strange.
And we might just have to go down the line with what they did last time and remind everybody with the screenshots of that. Because, you know, but I'm trying to decide what y'all would like to do. if y'all want us to stay here or go to the Rumble and go over it as it's happening. I don't know which would be worse or better. I mean, not worse, but better.
Yeah, I'm down for either. Let's let the chat decide. Do you want to do a poll to see what
Yeah,
the
we
chat
could do
wants?
a poll.
I would
Oh,
say
I know. Absolutely, German lady. We should. Absolutely. But for some reason, those two cannot ever stay on the same page. Ever. And I have ignored all their crap, all their attacks. Most everybody here has ignored their attacks, you know. And
I apologize for not reading the title because I just like it's genuinely.
that's
6
okay.
o'clock
That's
in the
what I
morning.
figured. You didn't.
And
I figured you weren't reading it.
I've actually just done 2 kilometers on the bike, and I'm sitting under the front porch here. And I thought, oh yeah, someone's live. I'll go and say hello. I didn't read the title, but have they flip flopped again?
Let's see. Do you want the chat to do numbers like 1 to stay here, 2 to go to Rumble?
Hang on. No, I'm
you're
gonna do a poll real quick.
I forgot that those exist. Sorry. Yeah. German lady. Hey. I hope you're doing good.
If you go to Rumble, Jenny, I'll come up and sit with you on the chat. I won't say much, but my phone's about to die because I've been using it to track my.
If I go to Rumble, I'll put it in there. Okay. That way, you'll know that's where we're at.
Good morning, Emma. How are you?
I'm good. How are you? Good morning to you too.
Yeah, I'm good.
Let me see here.
Yeah, I'm really good.
Yeah. I mean, the whole, let's call Voloma a liar thing. That stops today. And whatever you're trying to hide, Susan, with taking donations and what you gave back or didn't give back, that shit's on you. It ain't got shit to do with me. I think that's what you're hiding. You're gonna have to answer to your own people.
Money again?
Yeah, not gonna put it on me. It has absolutely nothing to do with me. The reason that she didn't follow through with what she told her community, and I won't be blamed for her not following through. It has absolutely nothing to do with me. And don't sit over there and act like you didn't reach out to several people trying to spin that same story that you didn't go because of Voloma. And I have sat on my hands and sat on that this whole time. So fuck you, Susan. You can't, you don't get to sit over there and blame everybody for the shit that you do. You will not call me a liar, and I will be no part of any scams on this entire internet. I'm not monetized. I don't mess with money on this internet, but you do, Susan, you do. You mess with money on this platform, and you told people you were going to do something, and whether you did or not, I had nothing to do with you not following through. Not a thing.
I believe that. Yeah, I know Voloma wouldn't scam. I know she
never. And the funny part is that's all she was worried about. That's all she was worried about. I'm going to show you. On top of that, I don't understand why people. I didn't do this, so I don't understand why other people do this. When you start a channel, and expect your friends that have bigger channels to, constantly endorse you or sponsor you or support whatever it is. But that seems to be a running theme today and yesterday.
I don't know why.
Where, people not having the numbers that they want, blaming it on I don't understand that. I don't get it. Just a whole lot of crybaby shit. Dragging people into your shit that has nothing to do with them at all. Not gonna blame me.
I get very low people, and I'm happy to get low people. I'm in a place now where it's always been. Oh, you should see the sun was evil, and it's just beautiful. It's a social aspect. You know what I mean? Like, I'm glad I've filtered down to so many people, and like, yeah, this numbers game. That's never been a part of my play. Ever.
God, it's insanity to me. For
Hang
weeks,
on, I'm making
for
my.
weeks. I knew that narrative was being spun to people. I knew
It's
that
so
that
ridiculous, dude.
we're being told that I said that I somehow told her not to go or not to follow through. Absolutely not. Has nothing to do with me. I'm not the person that was answering to the internet, giving your people, your community, whatever you want to call. Wasn't me giving dates and times and making promises to people. I'm not the person that put that time crunch on her. I will not be blamed if she didn't follow through. It is absolutely not my fault. And I will not. I've sat for weeks knowing that people were being told that shit because people reached out to me. Thankfully, I had absolutely nothing to do with what she did or did not. I live in Putnam County, West Virginia, not Georgia. I live in Putnam County, West Virginia. You can't blame me because you didn't follow through, because you took donations from people, because you told them what day and all. I don't answer to the internet. You do. And that your ability or inability to follow through with what you told people you were going to do has nothing to do with me.
So
what's going on? What is happening right now? What is happening?
Oh, okay. Let me catch you up real quick.
Okay.
So, the other, let's see. Remember the whole thing with Texas girl back when Texas girl.
Okay, yeah, I remember the blow up the last time.
Right. Well, her and Susan kind of pulled the same kind of thing. But yesterday and had a stream saying that I should let Bum give her 24 hours to get her views before I restream it.
What?
Which is freaking insane. Oh, absolutely.
Well, look, can I just say something real quick? I don't have.
No, I'm catching her up. No, hang on.
Okay.
Then you can say whatever. She's complaining, that I'm on Rumble. That it's a problem for them for some reason. So I got blown up by just about everybody. You know how that works.
Yeah.
So I went live about it, while they're over there.
I didn't know you were talking about her. I thought, honestly, that's the last thing. I don't even think I listened for a name. I just assumed it was, one of the idiots. So, Mom or Michelle saying it.
Oh no, it was Susan and Texas girl on the same side of the aisle that we're on, which is weird, Yeah.
Yeah. Why? Why? The purpose of streaming someone else basically is to steal their views.
Mm-hmm.
So that people, that's why you do it.
Yeah, absolutely.
So I don't understand the
point
and to
of respond.
Waiting.
Yes. That's a lot of it too, because she never shuts up. So I cover up, cover the big fat lies she's saying, and so it makes no sense whatsoever. What I've taken from it is that they're butthurt that I guess they're not getting people in their chats, and they think me streaming Bum is taking their views, which makes no sense. Because most of those people don't even know they exist. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So none of it makes sense.
No,
none of it.
And they say Veloma is scamming. I mean, what?
No, allegedly, I'm the reason that Susan didn't follow through with. Apparently, several weeks ago, I guess November, December, I don't know when it happened. But Susan told her community that she was going to file civil against Bombshell. And people donated to that. They donated to her. And
Yeah.
a period of time goes by and she finds out about the bulk that has been happening that I can't talk about legally.
Mhm. Okay.
So she emails me and wanted to know if there was still time for her to be included in that. And I told her that I would have to check with the legal team, you know, my lawyer. I
Right.
explained to her that last summer when people were leaving and sending receipts and really being hurt and affected, that's the bulk of when we worked on all of this, because it's no secret that after my accident, I've had a lot of medical, I've had procedures, surgeries,
Yeah.
doctor's appointments, moved to West Virginia, all of that stuff happening.
Yeah.
So knowing that, plus my own personal legal that I've had because of that on-duty injury, knowing that court was coming up in January, we worked on that as it was happening in real time over the, you know, all of last summer and a lot of the fall. And so because Brent is a personal family friend and doing this for limited, you know, for limited fees,
Right.
I'm at his time crunch. So knowing that I had my back surgery coming up, when the doctor told me how many weeks I was going to need to recoup, and when I knew that I didn't have to be back in Ohio for court myself, we would
Hey,
file.
Sean.
Explained all of that to her. Messages on phone, StreamYard, the whole 9 yards. I explained all of that to her.
Yeah.
She sent the information. I said, as soon as I hear back from Brent's office, I'll let you know. But because she had told her community that she was going on a certain day to file, and because they had donated for that, they were expecting her to follow through with that. I don't know what she told them, what she didn't tell them. But I've been on the phone. I was on the phone with her at least once a day over this 5-day period of time, except for one day, but there are text messages for all of those days of me saying to her, as soon as I hear back, I'll let you know. I also explained that because of those upcoming procedures that I was having, I was doing extra work every day to get ahead of my schedule so that when I was recuperating, you know, I didn't have to worry about work.
Yeah.
Long story short, she has been telling people, and I've known this for weeks and sat on it and said nothing. But she's gone to people and said that the reason she didn't go and follow through with what she took donations for and committed to her community that she was going to do, she told them that I told her not to do that she could be a part of mine or the bulk or, you know, the massive. And I said, so back then, this is back like before Christmas time, people had reached out to me and said, did you know that she was saying this? And I said, absolutely, that is not true. I even have messages of me saying, go ahead and, because you told your community, go ahead and file, go ahead and, you know, follow through with that, because I can't meet your time crunch if Brent can't meet your time crunch. And and we did all of that work, you know, knowing that, knowing everything that was coming up. So it wasn't up to me. It's up to the attorneys. It's not up to me. But I couldn't meet Susan's time crunch, and I was tired of her blowing my phone up nonstop all the time, expecting me, knowing that I'm working extra, knowing that I'm prepping for the things that I have coming up, knowing that I have to make my own federal, you know, law case up in Cleveland, like knowing all of that shit's going on, blowing my damn phone up, expecting answers that I can't give her. And so then she, from what I understand, she told people that she had a death in the family, which I understand holds things up. She never followed through with that at any point and blamed me. So the people that came to me, I said, well, let me show you the messages. You can see plainly here in this one message. I said, go ahead and file this on your own. But whenever our phase 2 starts, you can definitely be a part of that. That wasn't good enough. The reply I got back from her was very, well, when I show it, you'll see that it was very, in my opinion, knowing she was typing it, knowing that it was going to be shown publicly.
Right.
One of those type things. Well, I can't believe you told me not to, that I could be part. I never said that. Never said that. I talked to her every day and said the same thing. But instead of giving people their money back or telling people that she had no intention of ever doing it, never filing, whatever, instead of answering to them, I'm the, you know, it's my fault. No, hell, it ain't my fault. No, hell, it is not my fault.
This is so
disturbing.
It's I can't. I don't want to do this again. I'm going. I can't do.
I got a question about
none
that.
of us do. Sure.
Okay, so just outside looking in, with like, she's kind of using you as a middleman to get in the middle of this lawsuit. Would there have been a way where she could have contacted the lawyer directly and seen
Okay.
what was needed? Just curious.
I
Okay,
said,
so-
who the hell is that?
yeah.
And then it was AC up on the pad.
Yeah, it's AC. So in the very beginning,
Count my damn nickels. Sorry.
Oh, my God.
So in the very beginning, the very first conversation that I had with her was on December 3rd for 2 hours and 12 minutes. And I explained to her that because at that time, there were a lot of people being doxxed out on a regular basis. People's family members were shown. People were contacting family members. People's online businesses had been interrupted. We had someone saying that, they basically were swatted, like, cops showed up to the house. There was a lot of stuff that was going on. And it was thoroughly explained to Susan that the only people that know about this lawsuit, that have communication with Brent, that know. So the only people that know are the people that are named. And none of those names will even be out until it's filed. You see what I'm saying? And filing it was determined on, how long I was going to need it for my own legal that was going on in Ohio. And then for my surgery recovery. She knew ahead of time. You get your unredacted receipts and send them. His paralegal goes through them. If the receipts are legitimate and you have a victim impact statement that tells the story and puts the receipts all together, and then they make that decision, not me. They make that decision. Then you'll get an email from the attorney with all of their contact information. But because the way this internet works, if you care about something, you don't bring it here, right? If you don't want people to know shit, you don't bring it here. So the people that are involved with this, they know everything that's going on. They're aware of every bit of it. And she knew that, which is why I sat up with her. My family had traveled to be home, all of us to be together. I sat with her on a StreamYard for 2 hours with my family downstairs hollering for me to come down and eat. She did not give two shits about anything except dumping this. I tried my best to help her with victim impact statement. I tried my best to help her, understand how all of it gets put together, but she doesn't know anything about it because you can't trust people on this internet to not get heated or mad or to go and tell people,
I know that's right.
That's the
I
first
trust
thing
Jenny.
you do.
I trust Jenny 100%. I trust Shannon 100%. I'm just now
That
getting to
takes
know
time.
AC. Right.
Yeah.
But how many people flip-flop around? And how many people, look, when you got moles in Discord sending screenshots on a regular basis, are you going to trust somebody with what a dozen other people have put forth and trusted in you to do right and to do it the right way and to not put them in more danger?
Yeah.
Yeah, you got it. Yeah. It's
So everybody has signed an agreement to not talk about it on social media, to not list the other people's names or any of that stuff because of what Susan is doing right now. Because Susan, in an attempt to make sure that the internet didn't ask her or question her about her donations and if she was going to follow through or not.
Which I said from the
that-
get-go, I did not support. I remember I said it right to her. She was on my panel.
You did.
And Savage kind of said something like to drop her whatever stuff. And I'm like, no. I'm not supportive of it because I knew it was going to be a bunch of crap. You know what I mean? I knew Susan wasn't going to follow through.
Yeah, I even said
no thanks.
put her link to her channel in the chat, but not her Cash App. I remember that. Yeah.
So here's what happened. So in an attempt to not be questioned about that, because I assure you that first 2 hour and 12-minute phone call, that was what she was concerned most with. That's when she said that she had taken donations from her community and that she had told them that she was going to go on whatever day. That's when, and she said, I told her I want no money from anybody. Nobody has paid me for shit. And the only people I answer to are the people who signed those documents and came forward. That's it. That's who I answer to. And until okay. So because she didn't, in my opinion, because the money ain't been talked about, I ain't mentioned it. It ain't my business. But all she talked about on that phone call, the first 30 minutes was, in the last 10 minutes, was what should she tell people if she goes in chats and they ask her if she went and filed. She said, am I supposed to send that money back? What do? I said, I don't know nothing about it. I don't want to know nothing about it. And it ain't got nothing to do with me. I don't know shit about it. And I said, I didn't take 1 penny from anybody that participated. I didn't take 1 penny, not 1 penny, because I'm not going to be answering to the internet. So,
oh yeah, no, never.
yeah, no, I'm not doing that. The people that are involved know. And, you know, eventually whenever all this works itself out, the whole internet is going to know. But so she was in such a rush to explain why she didn't go that she threw this into the arena, this that nobody was supposed to know about. That's what Susan did. In order to make sure people didn't question her for taking money and not following through with anything. In order for that to happen, let's blame Veloma. And then, and by blaming Veloma, let how many people know? Because there were a lot of people that were contacted. Oh, it's not my fault. Veloma and other people have this bulk suit going on, and she told me I could be part of that. And that never fucking happened. Never.
Yeah.
And every message is the same thing.
In regards to her lawsuit, whatever she was going to do, it was going to cost her more to get the money back. Than, you know what I'm saying? It was going to cost her what? She wants $500 back. It's going to cost her $1,500 to do it.
Yeah, she wasn't going to get as much money back as she was putting in.
Yeah. So I didn't understand it, but I mean, hey, it's
Right.
not me. Sometimes
Nobody's ever going to get. No one's ever going to get a penny out of her.
No,
and that's why
don't have
I
enough.
didn't take money from anybody, because it ain't about that.
Yeah.
It's about being called a liar, and all of the people that have been doxxed out and all of the shit that's been going on, you know, behind the scenes, directed at those that only spoke out about one person only.
Yeah.
It's about, you know, it's about all of that stuff. It's not about money. That's why nobody, Susan, it's not about money. That's why you don't take money from your community.
No, it's not a good idea.
But
it's
see what I
never a
mean?
good idea.
Right.
You
And
can come
yesterday,
back with absolute receipts stamped by the stamp of God Himself, and they're going to find something wrong. Even if it's a 3 cent, if it's a 3 cent, you know, gap, they're going to go, oh, it's going to be the 3 cents that, you know, the world heard. Lord God, if it was a nickel, oh Lord. So yeah,
and you'll see in the messages that when I realized that Susan is always going to answer to the internet, she's always going to respond. She's never going to be able to just not respond. And when other people are counting on you to do the right thing with what they've trusted you with, you can't be like that. And so I talked to Susan one time. She's going to send me her stuff. I explained how it works, all of that crap. The very next night over in Rumble, in Jenny's Rumble, there's 2 people that come through talking about, way to go, Veloma. I hope the legal goes through, things like that.
Right.
So for me, it's about all of the other people that have, you know, that have entrusted their, you know, that came forward and said, this is what happened to me, and told their story and presented the receipts and went through it.
This is a big deal. No money's going to come from it, but it's a huge deal.
Yeah,
and
shut
at the point, yeah. I mean, a judge is the most unbiased person in that you can get in front of.
Right.
So it's more so that, well, I don't want to say that, but
yeah, don't know. I'm going to stop you just because.
Lisa, look,
I
Shannon,
don't want you to
Lisa.
go. It's who?
Lisa.
I'm not on chat. I'm sorry.
Okay, here. Yeah, look, Lisa. Hadn't seen her in a long time. I was like,
Lisa, it sprung from the toaster. I think that's rehab over in England. They'll say if you fresh out the toaster, you just got out of rehab.
And here's the other point to it. The other reason, Susan, that you don't bring things like this to the platform before you have the proof is because people are going to call you a liar. And that's going to piss off, you know, just people knowing about it is going to piss them off. So all the things that we've all been dealing with, all of the, you know, the nasty shit that's been done to all of us is you know, way to go, Susan, for that. But you don't bring it to the internet until you can prove it, right? So knowing that people are going to automatically assume that you're just like everybody else, saying that there's going to be some legal shit done for a little justice for people that have, you know, been hurt negatively, people are going to call you a liar. But I'm not the person that's going to get bullied into showing receipts that give anybody an advantage like that. So that's the other reason why I haven't why none of us have come forward and talked about what we were doing, because that's not how it works. And if you go talk to an attorney that handles internet issues, that first thing that they're going to tell you is not to do that, not to engage in a back and forth, not to instigate, not to mention it, not to talk about it, period.
Right.
And
You
everybody
can't
signed that
taunt
agreement.
people with it. You get it, people taunt people with action, right? I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that, I'm going to do that.
Right.
And
See, and yesterday I said, Shannon, both of them have my phone number. They could have messaged me if they had an issue. They've done it before, but the last time what they did, this is the third time they've brought stuff to YouTube, to complain about something I'm doing without saying a word to me, like
here's what happened.
And
yesterday
it was the
was my
last. It
anniversary.
was the last straw.
Well, happy anniversary.
Well, thank you. Yesterday was my anniversary, and I was out with my husband, and Susan called me, and I'd also just left my therapist. Like y'all don't know I have one, and I had turned all the notifications off. While I was in there.
Yeah.
And y'all, and if y'all will also know, I forget day 3 that I've done that, and nobody knows.
Yes, yes.
But she called me yesterday, and I didn't see it until later, and I didn't call her back last night, and I had shit to do this morning. So it's funny that you are live. She's live too.
Yeah.
And I didn't have it. I don't listen. I got to get ready for
yesterday. Like
shit
yesterday.
tonight.
Yeah, I know you do that crime thing.
Yeah, you do
So
Saturday. Yep.
Yeah. So I didn't know seriously what y'all were even. I didn't know. I'm so sorry.
I know.
I'm sorry
No,
because,
it's okay. Listen, things happen,
Yeah. They do, but it's just the same people. Thank y'all, everyone. It's 22 years of bliss.
I know.
Of
Congrats.
absolute bliss with that man.
I know.
Except he left cheese paper out on the cabinet today, and that pissed me off. But I decided I'll wait till tomorrow.
But honestly,
Yeah.
they're just doing Bombshell's job for him.
Exactly.
It's so ridiculous, man. It's just and Bum over there yesterday after the stream we did.
Victory lap.
Yeah, just making a whole victory lap and agreeing with them.
Yeah. I mean, it's like Pirate Calypso says. Yes, I added an A to it. No new friends.
Yeah, I know. Look,
Yeah,
did you see me?
sure.
No, you probably didn't. I gotta go clip it somewhere so I can send it. A new person came up on my panel.
Yeah.
And I booted them and said, "No new friends." Pirate said, "No new friends."
Bye. No new friends.
Yeah, they were
I
saying in the
booted 'em.
chat
I was
that
like, "Nope, out of
real
here.
nasty shit
Not
about
doing this."
That same person has jumped up on. I've seen clips or caught restreams or whatever where that same person has jumped up on 2 other panels in 2 other completely different communities looking for Savage, saying Savage is her mom. Yes.
Oh, well, that's a different. That's a different one than I booted.
He's talking
Oh.
about some other woman that
Benny,
came
it's
up here.
pinned.
Oh, okay.
Another
Oh,
one.
well, listen, I'm going to go up because I got to do some shit. I'm sorry that I
Okay.
interrupted the whole thing. I
it's
thought it was
okay.
maybe just a
You're
little
fine.
story.
You
I didn't
didn't
know it was
interrupt
huge.
anything.
No,
So
they
I
made
just-
it huge.
No, I
but we're
appreciate
trying to
you.
fix
It's
it.
huge now, yeah, because
I appreciate people like you, Shannon, because you don't just believe what you're told.
oh no,
Like the other people that reached out. No, I appreciate people that go and ask for the other side, because this whole time this narrative's been spun that I'm the
Yeah.
reason she didn't go and I lied to her and I didn't give her my lawyer's information. Well, who would? And if you're not directly involved with it, and you're not directly
it's
involved
like
with it,
her.
till they
It's
decide.
like her sneaking in the back and shoving
Mm-hmm.
her whole bag of issues at your lawyer and just wanting to slide in there at the at the end. No, honey, no.
Yeah, I sat up 2.5 hours with my family here. 2.5 hours to try to help her figure out how to do a witness or victim impact statement, explaining that it has to put everything together. It has to tell the story. The receipts have to match up to it, because those people will not be appearing in court down there. They will be appearing by Zoom. You know what I mean? But you have to put it all together when it's a class like this, when it's a group of people like this. And if you here's the thing. if I go to Jenny and I
God,
go to
he was
Shannon and tell
scared.
them anything about whatever the hell they want to know that I don't want the whole internet to know, I know it ain't going to go nowhere.
Right.
I'm just learning AC. I think that I could trust him, but no way in hell would I chance that without knowing
Right.
for sure.
Hey,
So
Isaac.
everybody knew that going into it. Everybody
Six
knew.
eyeballs in here.
Who brought it? Did they bring this to public first?
Isaac.
Well, Susan's been reaching out to people since since
room
she
now,
got pissed
Vinny.
off that I couldn't meet her
Uh-huh.
time crunch and started blaming me for why she didn't go. She's been reaching out to people behind the scenes, and I know that to be
Okay.
true because several of them came to me, showed me her emails and her text messages, and I said, "Look,
Okay.
I sent one message and said, here you go. Here's exactly what I've told her numerous times, but I'll just send you one of me telling her to go ahead and file hers, but she could still be part of the second phase of it."
Okay. She.
Right.
They
I've
this
care.
got
was
that.
done.
So, and then I reached out to Texas Girl because it was important to me that people that I,
You're
thought to be good
passionate about
people
this, so I'll let
knew
you
that
go
there
with
was a
it.
whole other side. And were you interested in hearing the other side of that? But the only thing Texas Girl was mad about was that one, Jenny and I had a conversation about it. She didn't care that Susan was the one that went to all these people, not me. So Susan brought it here by talking to all these other people, letting them know
Mhm.
what's going on. And then the other thing that Susan was worried about was that Texas Girl was worried about was that why didn't I tell Susan any of the lawyer? Like I was trying to hide it and be
Yeah,
sneaky.
yeah.
Well, it's
No,
common sense.
I can see what she was trying to do is cause a problem for you with other people in private with shit like this to make
Well, I
them
went to
slide on
her
you.
and said, "Hey, there's a whole other side. Do you care to hear it?" And she came back with, "Well, why did you talk to Jenny privately about Susan?" Susan went to all these people. Valoma didn't. Susan went to all these people.
Stop
And then
that
it was
devious.
like I'm up to something, like I'm, like I'm lying about it or something. Like just because you don't know about it, well, you don't know about it because if you want to do it the right way, you don't bring it to the fucking internet. There are people that know about it. There are people that know about it.
I knew somebody. Well, I know one of the people, but I thought he would. And I'm not gonna say her name.
Yeah,
When
please don't.
he was
Please,
telling
please
me
don't.
about it, it was very vague, but I knew. I knew something was coming. That's all I knew.
Yeah,
I knew something was coming.
and I
that's how
love
well this
hearing.
has been protected.
Yes, absolutely, because you don't bring it here. I learned that from Bombshell.
Yeah,
and
absolutely.
it's also one of the reasons that I'm pretty sure Earth wasn't happy with me and started that, reaching out to people trying to get them to expose me and all the dumb shit she was doing. Because as close as I thought I was to Earth, she didn't even know about it. But I don't care that people call me a liar because I promise you, when the truth comes, it's indisputable.
Yeah, no, I know at least one of the people. So, but I didn't know till now what it was. But I know now, I guess. So
yeah, it was on Susan's panel that I actually dropped the second email that was created specifically for people to reach out and to communicate back and forth with their receipts. It was actually on Susan's panel that I said this was happening, and here's the email address, and typed it in the chat. It was on her fucking or Texas Girl's fucking panel. That was Texas Girl's panel that happened. And it was around the same time that I listed off all the people that had been affected in a negative way in their real life. It was that around that. It might have even been the same stream. It was the same time I announced it.
Oh,
fuck.
That's YouTube. I need therapy too now.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah, I hear you. Well, you're fucked, and I need therapy after YouTube.
Yeah, exactly. I write down names.
Do you want to show the receipts here, Jenny?
Affected me in a negative way, and I'm gonna tell you why.
Yeah. It was the same time that I read that list off. It might have even been that same stream, but it was right around that same time on her freaking panel, Texas Girls panel, that I said, this is going to happen. It's going forward. It's going to be a lengthy process. It's not going to happen overnight. And you got to be telling the truth. Your receipts have to be, explained. You can't just, pop some screenshots. Like there's specifics. And so everybody that sent their stuff in, I helped them put it in order. I helped as much as I could with victim impact statements. But when Susan come along, and then for the lawyers were the ones that said, yes, this is a good, or no, this is not, because they're not going to go to court with shit. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
Okay. So then Susan comes in at the last minute with her whole story, right? With what Bombshell did and how she was affected and the scamming and all of that stuff. She sends them to me through email. I forward them off. There were some questions about them. I talked with her. I helped her literally for hours, for 2.5 freaking hours into the night, helping her with the freaking victim impact statement. Did the first part of it, said, this is how you do it. This is how it has to be written out. Has to match up, blah, blah, blah. Send it whenever you get it. I send it on. But because we were doing the work early, knowing, Shayna, how long have I been talking about getting to the end of my on-duty injury?
Oh,
that whole lawsuit has been going on for 2.5 years.
Yeah,
I knew January was when I was going to be in court. January and possibly into early February. I knew that. Everybody that's close to me knows that.
Yeah,
that I knew that those dates were coming up, so I'm not going to file then. And then now that I'm, down here in West Virginia, I have my own doctors. There were doctor's appointments and 2 procedures that I knew the dates were gonna, were gonna be an issue. And so I knew that nothing could be filed until after that.
Well,
so she comes in at the last minute, dumps everything on me, plays this. Well, I don't know how to write it out like that. Well, how do I say that? Blah, blah, blah. And just wants to walk away from it. And I'm like, listen, this is at the point in time when I'm working extra hours every day to get caught up with business stuff, when, so that I can truly relax and get over, the healing or whatever.
Plus,
this
you
is
have a
when
life.
I'm going through depositions for my own federal cases. I'm going through the videos and the photos that were sent. This is because now it's crunch time for me too. So there's no way in hell, and nobody will tell you that I gave them any specific dates or anything because of all this stuff coming up. But people will tell you that I told them exactly what I told you. Why would I treat Susan any different because she comes in at the last minute? And I'm sorry, Susan. I get that you want people to respect you like you're one of the original OGs around here. But when we sit and watch you answer to the internet 100% of the time, somebody calls you fat, you're going to post a freaking picture. Somebody tells you they don't like you, you're going to go on. I don't want people like that involved in something this sensitive that other people are depending on being done the right way. I don't want someone like Susan coming in. So you'll notice in the screenshots and in the video of the messages that I did stop talking to her as much, because goddamn, how selfish do you have to be to expect everything to stop because you come in at the 9th hour? If you come in at the 9th hour, I should be able to tell. And if you're the OG, I should be able to tell you, here's the list, and this is how you put it together, and here's how you do a victim impact statement. I don't have time to babysit you, but I'll be a motherfucker if you're gonna blame me because you took money from your community and you didn't follow through. That ain't
That's
on
on
me.
her at the end of the day. I mean, we're not saying she scammed or anything, because I know there was a lot of people behind the scenes that got their money back, and those who told her that they didn't want their money back.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So she really didn't scam. You know,
Well,
because people
hold up.
Some people did get their money
I've
back.
said that too, like that, you got to have a receipt, you know what I mean? To be calling that. But somebody came in our chat yesterday and said they gave in a super chat. So maybe she'll get back to them since, I'm sure
Was
she
it a
saw it or
known
was
person, or was it a troll saying that?
No, I think it's somebody. I don't know. I don't think it was a troll though.
I mean, but she did give refunds.
There was a couple people that came through and said that.
Yeah, there were.
They
there were a couple.
I just figured that she realized she was going to spend more money to get this money, and it's
that's yeah. Well, see, I knew that's why I wanted no part of it, because I knew it wasn't going to pan out either way. You know how it goes. You know how these things work. So I'm like immediately said, nope, I don't support any of that. No thanks.
Well,
But,
I mean,
you cut her off when it came to you kind of let her, cut her off and just said, nope, you weren't dropping no cash apps or nothing, and you wanted nothing to do with it.
I would never. Look, I'm not ever dropping a cash app for anybody. Okay, ever. I don't like. That's the kind of stuff I'm against. Like,
but
do it on your own area. That's no big deal. I just.
You got bum over there trying to play guilt by association when they were doing it to Jenny and acting like Jenny had some involvement in it, when clearly Jenny told people that she didn't want that cash app dropped that day. But she made such a big stink about it, you know what I'm saying, to try to get Jenny involved in all that and making money off of her back to sue her and blah. Never happened. We told people to drop her channel link in the side chat instead of her cash app. I said, we don't mind if you drop your channel link in the side chat to get some subs. You know what I mean? That we're all about that. You know what I'm saying? But we didn't agree with the whole Cash App thing being dropped. That's a fact.
But either way, what's pretty nice is the whole thing anyway, you know, like them even starting the crap. It I figured you accidentally booted yourself, Shannon. No biggie. It's crazy because like I don't ever give an opinion on what they do on their channels. You know what I mean? I don't
We don't
ever
even talk about them.
I've never not once. And you know, it's not about you can't have an opinion. It's about the specific opinion is telling me what to do. You know, like
Yeah, you're trying to dictate terms to people on their channel and how they should run their channel. Sorry, don't work
right.
like
They're
that.
trying to tell me how to do, and you know yourself, somebody trying to tell me what to do, and I'm gonna do the opposite. You know, it don't work out that way.
Well, look, I don't hate Susan and
I don't
Texas
hate them either.
girl,
Just want
but
no part of
you
them.
know, but like I said, the way they were throwing me and Vinny in that whole situation about people being
Me?
called pervert
What did I
supporters.
do?
Can I finish, please?
Oh my God.
Calling us perverts and shit. We could defend ourselves. We don't necessarily need y'all to bring our names up. But it's like throwing our names in that when they were dressing Jenny down about how she runs her chat and shit and, you know, streaming
I
over
didn't
people.
show.
Can I finish, please?
Yeah. What? Hurry up, Slowpoke.
Never mind. Fuck it. Why am I even up here? Why do I even do your streams?
Shut up, you big crybaby.
I can't even fucking talk.
They're saying that I showed Michelle's records. I didn't show anything. That's baloney. I didn't show any kind of record at all. Look, Paige, it's a triggered Hondo for your homecoming.
Shut up.
Hey, if you think you can't talk over here, just imagine what it's like over at the shit show.
I can imagine.
I know, right?
Y'all are crazy over there. No. I pop in every
I'm
now
just
and
saying,
then.
I've
I don't
run
even
the
know who's
fucker.
talking.
The AC.
No, I mean, when I
yeah,
pop in, the circles
Oh,
are
yeah,
moving
yeah,
so much,
yeah, yeah.
I don't even know who's talking.
yeah, it gets kind of bad. Like last night was kind of bad. A lot of bad. It was bad.
Uh-oh.
Well, now she's showing screenshots.
Share the screen.
So, go ahead. We can do it here, Paloma. I'll do Rumble, and we'll just go over the whole thing again. You know, we'll finish. We'll do it here and then there. Screw her. Thank you, Foxy. Screw them constipated.
I don't know. Look, can I get this point out since you fucking
Yes,
interrupt
go
me every
ahead.
10 fucking minutes?
Go ahead.
No, she was saying something about they were being called perverts because they support other people, like I don't know, other people in Bombshell's chat. See, when you laugh, I'm gonna leave. Bye.
I'm sorry. Look,
every time I'm on a
stop.
panel,
Look,
the same bullshit.
I was
over
laughing
and
at
over
what
again.
Paige said. Look.
You don't take
She's at the
anything
airport.
serious.
Okay. Serious face. This is my serious face. Go ahead.
Somehow I don't believe you when you giggle like that. Okay, she was bringing mine and Vinny name up because I guess apparently somebody said that Texas Girl and Susan Georgia Peach were pervert supporters. But she's like, I don't hold nobody should hold Jenny responsible.
Oh man.
Rage quit. Rage quit.
Oh my God. He rage quit on me.
Oh, shit, I have never seen that before, ever.
I know. I ain't never seen him leave either. Dadgummit, Hondo.
I never even said a thing.
Then either I went on
This
mute.
time it's not you.
Hey, Lise.
This time you were on your best behavior, Vinny.
I'm just showing a
was funny.
sunrise.
That was funny. Sorry, Hondo. I didn't do it. I don't got the controls. Chat, stop it.
He just had a major minute. He'll be back.
Major. Fucking general.
Okay, I put these in a video. I just scrolled down. So I'm going to hit play and stop. Can everybody read them? December 3rd, Saturday, December 3rd at 9:23 p.m. Susan said, hey, Valoma, can you call me after Jenny's stream? It's about me going to Columbus this week. Susan. And I sent Jenny a screenshot of the contact information so she can verify that this is absolutely Susan's number. Then there were some messages in there about Earth that I deleted because they have nothing to do with this. But I took screenshots of them for those of you that are going to say, oh, you edited them? I took out that part. That's it. Doesn't have anything to do with any of the rest of this stuff.
The voiceover.
Okay. Then she was complaining about the Stacy Chit Chats person making videos about her. Shit. Hold up. Let me pull it back up. I hit the wrong button. I don't even know who that person is, but she was complaining about that. Okay, I put it in the back again. Sorry.
It's okay.
Try this again. Okay, December 4th. This is Susan in the black, me in the blue. She said, anything yet? Well, let me show you this real quick. That was December 3rd that I just showed you, right? Should this tab instead. Okay, you see that? December 3rd, 10:55 p.m., 2 hours and 12 minutes. What I just told you I said to her on the phone. And again, I sent Jenny a screenshot of the number that's in my phone because I'm not doxing anybody. Okay, that's December 3rd, 2 hours and 12 minutes. December 4th, 9:22 p.m., 16 minutes long. December 6th, 6:22 p.m., 1 hour and 5 minutes on the phone with Susan. December 6th at 8:36 p.m., I missed a call at 8:36 p.m. So she got a call back at 10:11 p.m. for 4 minutes. Okay, then December 7th, I missed a call from her and I was done. I was done with the constant hounding. So let's go back to the messages. Are they back up? Yeah, okay. So I just showed you the call log, right? So this is December 4th. She said, anything yet? I said he had a hearing pop up and is going to call me when he gets back to his office. He said around 6:37 our time. I spoke to him for a few minutes this afternoon on his lunchtime and asked him the questions, which were about the money. What to tell people that comes in the chat and asks her if she filed. What is she supposed to tell them? I said, let me ask him. I'll get back with you. So early next day, afternoon, I said, he'll have the answers tonight. She said, okay, hon, I'm just anxious, I guess, with a heart. I said, it's okay. I'm sorry. I didn't text you that earlier. I didn't realize how late it was already. She said, you're fine. December 4th, she sends me a screenshot of Nicolina doing a live stream about me. December 4th. A couple hours later, I said, okay, it's not been filed today. He's going to have his paralegal double check, and then she'll forward me the packet for you. All the things to have gathered up and ready for sending. She said, can you talk a minute? I said, I'm downloading that stream right this minute. She said, okay, can you call me after? I said, yes. I showed you the messages. I did do that. December 5th, 5:12 in the afternoon. She said, did you hear from the attorney? I haven't heard anything yet. It's been a day and a half. I said, I will call you as soon as he has called me. She said, okay. December 5th. She said, now I showed you that I talked to her on the phone. December 5th, 10 p.m. I'm guessing there's still nothing. In the morning, I'm making arrangements to go down next week. I can always cancel if the attorney does end up calling. I'm afraid Bum will be checking with the clerk's office to see if anything's been filed. If not, my subs will think I've scammed them, is what I'm afraid of. I said, he didn't get back with me today. I'm looking now to see if his office sent anything, meaning email. She said, it's okay. Can always cancel next week if he calls tomorrow. I said, it's very unusual that he didn't. She said, maybe he had an emergency. Okay. I said, I graduated with his wife. He's doing this for limited fees and normally calls when he's on lunch or driving. She said, that's nice of him. I'm sure he'll call tomorrow. Then, if you guys remember the day that people were getting the messages or people were getting the C&Ds or whatever, I was on Jenny's panel. We were talking about it. She said, I got a letter at 10:35 tonight. I said, you did? Send it to JJJ. We're on her panel now. Can I tell JJJ in the back chat? She said, yes, you can tell her. Tell Angelo, Texas Girl, and I are both in. December 6th, 3:52 p.m. I said, I let Angelo know last night. I just got off the phone with Brent. I need to get a shower quick, and I'll call you as soon as I get out. She said, okay. I showed you that phone call happened. December 6th, I sent her the email. So after the phone call, I sent her the email. Send everything to me. That was at 7:26. At 8:30, December 6th, she said, call me, please. I said, I can when I get off the phone. She said, okay. I showed you that phone call took place. December 6th, at 10:15 p.m., I sent her a StreamYard link so that we could privately go through all of the stuff. I could help her with a victim impact statement. It was at 10:15 p.m. When I said that it went into the wee hours, it went into the wee hours of me helping her because she said she couldn't figure out how to do a victim impact statement. December 7th, 10:12 in the morning. Did you get everything you needed from me? December 7th at 11:30, an hour later, hour and 15 minutes later. I'll be out a few hours this afternoon, but if you need anything else, I have access to most of it on my phone. Have a good afternoon. I replied back at 3:37. I haven't heard back yet, but I'll call to make sure. On the phone right now. She said, okay, thank you. I didn't understand how she didn't comprehend that this is doing, it's being done for a friend and nothing moves fast. When people are busy, they'll get to it when they get to it. It wasn't urgent for me. It was urgent for her because she had told her community what she was doing and when she was doing it. December 7th. This is where I had enough of her ass. She said, I don't mean to hound you, but I kind of need to know if I'm included with whatever your attorney is filing with DA tomorrow so I can make plans for next week if not. That was at 7:23 p.m. I didn't even fucking reply. Like, I've told you the same thing. I'll let you know when I find out. I'll let you know when I find out. I'll let you know when I find out. So December 8th, 10 in the morning, she said, can you please tell me what's going on? I've tried to contact you multiple times and you haven't responded. I don't understand, and this is very important to me. I had talked to her on the phone. I had talked to her almost every day. There's messages almost every day. Forget what I got going on in my life. Forget that it's hectic as hell, and I've already explained that. So on December 8th at 11 o'clock, I said, hey, Susan, I'm sorry I haven't gotten back to you as often as you'd like. When I get messages from Brent, I reply or call. I sent everything over that you sent to me. This is like the third time that I'm telling her this. We've done our very best to plan and schedule around my upcoming surgeries and doctor's appointments in Charleston so that I can make all the appointments and court shit. It took weeks for people to get their unredacted receipts, messages, and all of the things. Months in total for all of it. Not to mention, I'm finishing up the last personal lawsuits against the railroad, and it's pretty time consuming, trying to get weeks ahead of my personal business stuff to account for the time I need to recoup. My family has been here for the last week and for the next week, so I'm also trying to spend time with them. I know this is important as hell. I want to fry her ass, not just with civil suits, but criminal, which is why it's taking so long. If you want to file yours separate, pay attention here, please, Susan. Maybe you're illiterate all of a sudden. If you want to file yours separate and still be included in the criminal, that's still an option. And I hope that you decide to do that. And I hope you decide to do that. Do you understand that, Texas Girl? The banging and talking? I think you do. She said, I'm sorry you've got so much on your plate. I just need to know if I sent everything needed to be included with the filing today. Nobody was filing today, Susan. That's what you just would not get past. If I'm included, I'll not message again and wait to hear from you. This isn't a matter of like 4 or 5 days. Okay. Then she says that her brother passed. I'm not going to contact her when she's going through something like that. In my world, family and personal always comes first. And so I'm not thinking about this place when things like that go down. On December 26th, the day after Christmas, she said, "How did your filing go? I had a death in the family February 9th, so I haven't been to file yet." December 28th, December 29th, or December 28th. "I'm planning on going next week to file my small claim and harassment bullying case against Bomb." December 29th. "Help me make sense of what happened." Like, are you kidding me? All the messages have been ignored since the supposed filing date. There never was a filing date, ever. There was never a filing date. You can't have a filing date until you know when your calendar's clear, when you're done with all the other shit, which everybody knew and had been explained multiple fucking times. She said, "I'm trying to make sense as to what has happened. I was all ready to go on my own when you stopped me to join your class action suit. That was 3 weeks ago. Now you completely ignore my messages and I've got no response because you don't respect boundaries, because it's got to be right now for Susan and because you're answering to the internet. And I got shit to do. And I already told you I would let you know when I knew, but I didn't give the time crunch to the internet like you did. I didn't do that shit. It's your problem, not mine." She said, "Why the lies and wasting of my time when I've been so supportive of you? I deserve an answer." Boy, you're supportive of me. How? That's crazy. So after this message, yeah, I was pretty triggered. I said, "What are you talking about? I stopped you from filing? I told you I was waiting on the attorney to let me know if there were time to add." See, Susan, I even explained to Susan that it's not just a matter of like grabbing a new file and putting shit in it. Everything has to be all of the numbers have to be recrunched. The timelines have to be all of that stuff has to take place. But Susan didn't care because it was all about making sure that people didn't call her a scammer. I said, "I told you I would let you know if there were time to add yours to what we have. I told you what was needed and then sent what you sent me. My family has been here visiting, calling me downstairs for late dinner, and I stayed on a private for a couple of hours helping you write a victim impact statement. I told you that my attorney is doing me a favor, a personal favor from a longtime friend. I explained that I'm in between medical appointments and procedures and finally hitting the end of my own personal 2-year federal lawsuit from a work accident. I didn't stop you. I didn't even know you were filing until you texted and asked me to call you. What lies have I spoke? The last we spoke was the day before your family tragedy, I think. I stopped nothing. I lied not once. My 20-year job required me to be married to my phone. Today, I don't carry it around with me when I've got stuff going on. How did I waste your time? This is quite unreal, really." She said, "This is quite unreal from the very onset." Notice the change in language here. "This is quite unreal from the very onset of you telling me that there was ample time to get mine included. There's been nothing initiated or done at all. I knew nothing about your class action suit when I called you Sunday night." Really, Susan? You didn't know anything about it? That's not the whole reason that you reached out to me? Because, see, you said in the very beginning that that's why you reached out to me, was because you were making the trip to Columbus. But now in this weirdo message, you're saying that you knew nothing about it. So what did you call for then? What did you text me and say, "Will you call me for?" if you knew nothing about it? But whatever. She said she knew nothing about the class action suit when she called Sunday night, December 3rd, 2023. And you told me about it. I told you I was going down the next morning to file my small claim, and you told me to wait, and you would check to see if I could be added to your class action suit. I went days trying to contact you and no answer. Why have me sit up and do a victim impact statement with you and nothing has been done? It's been 3 weeks and I still have no answer if anything has been filed. If I had not reached out today, I still would not have heard from you. Yeah, that's absolutely right, because I'm sick of you, because you don't get all of the information when you're somebody who answers to the internet. She said, all I ever asked for was a simple yes or no if I was included. To this date, 3 weeks later, I still don't have an answer or any documentation to show that this is even real. I spent quite a bit of time gathering my personal documents you requested and sent them to you. Really? Because you just said earlier that you had them all on your phone, that you were going to be out for the day. So if there was something that wasn't received, just let you know. But different story when you're typing like you're ready for it to be, shown to the world. So I took screenshots of me telling her, go ahead and file. And then when it comes to phase 2, you can still be a part of that. Never did I tell her, nope, I got you. I'm going to take care of it for you. You could be included. Never, 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 never. I sent her a screenshot of the same message that I had sent her previously. And then I said, I had no clue you wanted to be included and had no clue that you didn't know what was going on until you told me. It took weeks and even months in some cases to get everything gathered up and sent in. It was all summer and most of fall because of the personal stuff I have going on. I can't postpone medical or legal things that have been scheduled way in advance or way out. I stopped you from doing nothing. I told you that because you are under a time crunch, go ahead and file the civil and you can still be included in the criminal. I'm sorry the time frames are issues, but there's nothing I can do to change anything on my end. I'm not asking you to understand, but it's a bit much to blame me right now. And it shows us she read that on December 29th. Never heard back from her again. But I'll pull you up here to we'll go back to this on the 3rd when she said, how she changes up the story. When she says, hey, Valoma, can you call me after Jenny's stream? It's about me going to Columbus this week. It's about me going to Columbus this week. And let me again, this part right here on the 8th of December, after hours of being on the phone with her, after all of the messaging back and forth, telling her I'll let you know as soon as I knew, I said to her in this message right here, I explained again in text message, all of the shit that I had on me, that I didn't have time to do everything for her. I said down here, which is why I'm saying, if you want to file you separate and still be included in the criminal filings, that is still an option. And I hope you decide to do that. But it's my fault that you didn't follow through. And when I see people being extra pushy, wanting to know the details of things that they're not involved with that could potentially hurt other people, I'm not giving you any of that information. And she knew that. Is there any part in any of what I've just shown you where I told her not to go? Where I said, yep, I got you.
No.
Is there any part of that?
Nope. And she also called Savage and me both, which we both said, it doesn't matter what's going on over there. Do your thing. You still need to do what you said you were going to do. So.
Oh, do you want the Texas girl emails also? Because I'm not a liar and I don't fuck around with this kind of shit. I avoid this kind of shit. I stay the hell away from this kind of shit. Because of this kind of shit.
Because the first thing they do, they're ready to freaking show all your messages. That's so ridiculous, dude.
I mean, it's in the title, right? Receipts with receipts. Show me the receipt where I told you not to follow through with what you told your show in any and before people come at me and say, well, who knows what you said to her? I don't record phone calls because I don't premeditate shit like this happening until it happens. I wouldn't record phone calls anyway. But before you come back at me and say some dumb shit like, well, we don't know what you said in a phone call. Why would I say something in a phone call that's anything different than the text messages during the same week that this is transpiring? Why would I say one thing on a phone call and then be completely different in a message? And if that were the case, why wasn't it called out? If this was such a big issue, or wasn't such a big issue, or nobody's doing anything wrong, it wasn't me that was going around to all of the other people trying to spin a narrative that I somehow had something to do with Susan not doing what she said she was going to do. It ain't me.
That was told to quite a few people.
Yeah, that's what I mean. There were several people that over the last since December, since shortly before Christmas. That's why the dates are important with those. There were several people that through after I would say the 9th or the 10th of December, several people that were like, why is she blaming you? I don't know. There were several people and I have not. And if I was an asshole or a liar or a bullshit or whatever, I would have called this out a long time ago because I do believe that there's probably some people that should have conversation with her about money because what else is she? Why else did this even happen? But there were several people in our community, most channel holders and a lot of shared moderators that were reached out to and fed this bullshit.
I also don't recall hearing her say anything regarding emailing her if you want your super chats back.
See, when the first time I had a phone call with her, the one I showed you, the 2 hour and 12-minute phone call, hand to God on everything I love and care about, I was thrown off because every other person is more interested in, not being called a liar and the truth coming out in a court of law, right? Nobody has malicious intent or anything like that. Just stop doxing, calling people all that stuff that was going on. So those people were concerned about that. They were concerned about, they don't want their names out there. They don't want to be targeted anymore. They were concerned about that stuff. Not Susan. That 2 hour and 12-minute phone call with Susan was
no. This
that's
isn't
when I found
Holly and Mary anything money. No. Sorry, I was answering the chat because it has nothing to do with Holly or Mary or none of that. This is what happened recently. So
what she said was that people kept going into chats where she was at, and that she didn't want to do live streams during that time because she didn't want people to come into her chat and ask her if she filed and ask her, details or information, because they were the people that had donated for that. That's when she told me that she took donations. I knew nothing about any of it. I knew absolutely nothing about any of it. I had put this to rest and was waiting for the rest of my life to calm down before we move forward with that. And everybody knew that. So when she comes in wanting to dump everything, what she was most concerned with on that call was how to respond or reply to the people that were asking her about the money. That's what she was fucking concerned with. What do I tell them? And that's why I said, let me double check with Brent. I'm pretty sure he's going to say nothing. Don't talk about it. Don't touch it. Ignore it. Whatever. That's what she was concerned with, was what to tell people that had donated, because she didn't want to be called a scammer. Well, that was a kind of a red flag for me. And then for the next 3 or 4 days, I replied to every message. I returned every call if I didn't answer it. And you know what I mean? I communicated with her every bit. But when it gets down to that's all you're worried about is what you're going to tell Bombshell or what you're going to tell people that are going to come in your chat. You know what I mean? Showing out for the internet. If that's your main concern, I don't really want you to be a part of anything, because from day one, we knew that this wasn't going to be an overnight thing. We knew that because of my personal stuff, we knew that this was at best case after the first of the year, and then it quickly went to February. And anyone who tells me that I should just give that information to whoever wants it because they might have the right receipts, their receipts might be, good, you're crazy. You don't bring shit to this internet if you don't want it destroyed, because everybody knows what's going to happen, even because of this live stream right here, because of Susan putting shit in a title. And that's, that's all she was worried about. Sure.
Mainly because I'm not very familiar with this story at all. From the get-go, why did she ask for money from donors ahead of time before, like, I'm if I'm gonna file something, if there's gonna be, like, if I need some help with something, I'm gonna get everything together first, and then I'll be able to say, okay, I need this much money to do this. Is there any way that anybody can help me? Or I will put the money forward first, or I would put the money forward first and say, hey, look, I'm going to be out of pocket this much money. If anybody wants to help out and reimburse me for some of this, is there a way that y'all can try to help me out with that? Like, it just seemed like she jumped the gun to me. I mean, with outside looking in, once again, I don't know the full story here, but outside looking in, it looked like she jumped the gun and was asking for money well ahead of time before actually, having everything ready to go.
Yeah, well, I think that whenever you get on a live stream and you're presenting, what's happened to you, like that you feel like you've been scammed, and so you're showing that, and then you feel like you were doxxed, and then you show that, it starts a back and forth that most, in my opinion, watching it from the outside in, it kind of goes with wanting to be right, and people stop calling you a liar. I get that, and I like to be called a liar too, especially when I know that I'm not lying. So I think that she sat on her platform talking about, building herself up, that she was going to do this and she was going to do that and all of that other stuff. But she didn't really have any intention of doing it. So I think that, you know, she probably put, I don't know this to be true, but from what other people have told me that were in the chat that did donate, you know, she was talking about how much gas money it would cost, talking about if she would have to have a hotel or not, talking about, you know, stopping to get food, or, you know, she was kind of listing it out. And then people kind of felt obligated to, you know, well, here, let me do this. Because there's a lot of people that have been, you know, hurt by Bombshell's crew over there. There's a lot. So I think she was, you know, talking herself up, and she got wrapped up in that. And rather than just say, you know, no, I'm not going to take the donations until I'm ready to go, at least talk to an attorney or something, you know, I think that's why she did it. She built herself up and got wrapped up in it, because that's all she talked about for a while. That's all she talked about. People aren't going to be popping up in chats asking you, you know, if you filed, if they don't know that you're going to file. They're not going to be popping up in your chat or anyone else's, you know, saying, hey, good job, really, go get her. They're not going to do that if they don't know what's happening.
Right.
You know, again, answering to the internet. As much as she answers to the internet, people come in the chat. They want to see justice. They want to see Bombshell. They're tired of being called a liar. And I'm sure that feeds into, you know, her. I'm sure that fed into it. But when it came time to put up or shut up, she didn't do it. I'll be damned if you're going to dump that shit on me. Like I have something to do with why you didn't follow through when I just read the messages where I said, and that's what I think you should do. Go ahead and do your thing now. And you can be part of the second phase, you know, when that comes around. And I'm not answering. I'm not giving time limits and dates and all of that detailed information that was wanted, that was asked about. I'm not giving that shit to anybody if it's not, you know, if it doesn't directly involve them. There are people that I have talked to on a regular basis that know absolutely every step of it. But if your name's not listed as victim 1 through blah, blah, then I'm not giving you shit, because too many people flip-flop. Too many people come in as moles. Too many people would love to take that to the other side where all of the fuck shit, you know, gets ramped up. Too many people. Why? I wouldn't trust anybody with it. Nobody. Not unless when your name is on those documents, when you're listed on those documents, you have a vested interest in your own safety. But until then, you don't have the same vested interest in safety that the people whose names are on that list. I hope I'm making sense and being extremely clear about that.
Sounds clear to me. What?
And I'm not the person that was going to all these other people behind the scenes trying to spin this bullshit story. And that's how not careful she was. That's how much respect she had for the subscribers and the members and the moderators of all of our channels that are involved in this. That's how much concern. So when it came down to proving that proving that somebody, whatever fuck bullshit she's trying to prove, that will never happen, because the truth doesn't die to a lie. It just doesn't. So that whole narrative that she's spinning to all the people about how she didn't follow through because I stopped her, because I said, no, you can be a part of whatever. That never fucking happened. But in being so desperate to prove yourself to the internet that you didn't scam people, you potentially jeopardized other people's safety. And that's the fucking reason why I don't tell people. That's why I don't, you know what I mean? That's why I ain't never come out and talked about it. But you bet your ass I've taught, you know, of course, I've told Jenny that it's going on, because where do you think all the receipts are going to be dumped? You know what I'm saying? But the people that are involved know, and Susan's incessant questions about, you know, information that wasn't hers yet. You know what I mean? That was a huge red flag. I spelled it out the same way I just explained it to all of you. Is there any confusion there?
No.
And when those people that Susan reached out to behind the scenes trying to spread this bullshit narrative, when she did that shit and those people came to me, I showed them the same fucking screenshots that I just showed you. And they said the same thing. Well, why is she blaming you for it?
Absolutely.
Just insanity. Just to hear the other side of this, I popped in on my computer. I popped in on the other stream and muted this side so I could hear what what they're talking on the other side, and showing the same receipts and the narrative that's being pushed. It's funny. It's funny when you're listening to two sides of the story.
Yeah.
And you're seeing one side, and it's
completely another
she's
way.
really pushing. She's really pushing the narrative over there,
that it was Veloma's fault.
How? Can
Yes.
somebody tell me how? I just showed you every fucking every word. And Jenny, those are the same ones that I sent you 2 months ago.
I know. I've seen it
verbatim.
all. I know. Completely,
the same.
Yes.
The only thing that's been redacted was the shit talking that was going on about her. Because it had nothing
look,
to do with
I got no dog in the fight. I like Velomina, and I've known her for a little bit. I don't know her that well, but we're still getting used to know each other still. And I don't know Georgia Peach. I see through a lot of people's bullshit when they try to spin a story a certain way, and that's the way I see that. I mean, if Veloma, if I didn't think your story was straight, I would say, hey, I think there's something missing there. I would tell you straight out. And Jenny knows. I've been around here long enough. I'll tell her how it is.
Channel. You'd be the first one to fire it up with Brett and the rest of them, and call it out. But I've said from the get-go, I've owned, when I fuck up, I own it. I said some vile shit about Laura. I said some ugly shit about Bombshell in a very heated moments. And every time that's 2 times that's happened, people will still come in chats and be like, remember when you said that? I do. And I'm still ashamed of it. And I'm still embarrassed by it. And it was definitely not my best moment. And I've apologized over and over incessantly to the point I can't hold myself any more accountable, but I don't deny the shit. And she told, there's 2 people specifically that when she reached out to them about this, she said that I told her in phone calls, because they said to her, well, the text messages don't really match up to the storyline, because Veloma blatantly said, you're the one with the time crunch, not her. Go ahead and file because you said that you were going to, or talk to your community. Why would I say anything different in a phone call that you don't see that I've said in those messages? And if that were true, where's the messages where she says, but that's not what you said? Because they don't fucking exist, because it didn't happen. I have not told her anything different than I told any of the other people. And those people knew. And when the day is coming, excuse me, I get the hiccups. The day is coming that they can sit on a panel and tell their story, and they will tell you the same fucking thing. They had to send their receipts to that email. And then if their receipts were accepted, if it matched up, maybe Susan's didn't match up. I don't know. Maybe her victim impact statement didn't make sense. I don't know. But was I not perfectly clear and honest with her that I didn't have time to be doing that all day, every day with her? Because that's why we did it months ago and weeks ago. And that's why it took so long. What Brent has going on with his, with his cases and his schedule, I have absolutely no control over. But I was more than perfectly clear over and over and over, to the point, when her family tragedy happened. If there's a way I'm to blame that she didn't follow through, someone please explain it to me.
Yes. It's
somebody in chat was asking who's talking, and then I'm talking.
Oh.
That's AC, the shit show.
It's probably people that hadn't heard you before. Hey, Lurker. All she had to do was stick to her word and not involve everyone else, right?
Yeah, I wasn't in those chats when she took up that money. I had no clue. I knew that she was on Jenny's panel talking about that she was filing something, and Jenny said, I don't even want to talk about the money or donos or none of that, because I don't want people, equating anybody else with it. I had no idea that it was anything to do with that. I had no clue until she messaged me on the 3rd of December when I was sitting on Jenny's panel and said, can you call me? It's about me going to Georgia. It's about me going to Columbus. Later, she turns around and says she had no idea. She didn't know there was any kind of anything. She absolutely knew. She absolutely knew. That's the whole reason she reached out to me all of a sudden on that day. And that was the same time that the Earth accidentally uploaded the messages or whatever. Same time. Absolutely, angel of goodness. It's stupid to do so, and she knew that. I mean, I've said on my channel on live streams 1,000 times in the last 6 months, if you really love something and you really, care about it, you don't fucking bring it to the internet. Especially when people are constantly on the attack, when they're constantly doxing, when they're constantly, fucking with people's online businesses, when they constantly, every day, you don't bring it here. You don't bring it here. Of course, Earth's agreeing. I mean, Earth is so butthurt that, all the people she's reached out to trying to get them to expose Voloma said the same thing. For what? Telling you to stop being involved in everybody's behind the scenes shit. Stop recording and messaging and getting involved in every little thing and stop restreaming people's shit all the time. Of course she is. Earth has been on a mission. She has emailed several other creators from other communities that have larger channels trying to spin some narrative that I somehow did her wrong. That I'm not the person that uploaded messages from months ago and then said that you did it accidentally in an attempt to make, get out. Get out with that shit. You can talk a real big game on a panel and say things like fuck around and find out and blah, blah, blah. But when you're really so desperate to belong and fit in that you just go with the flow and believe what you're told to believe, I'm sorry. Your opinion about me, I don't give a fuck. And don't care who that offends either. If you're the biggest flip-flopper that you sit in a chat or you call somebody and they tell you how to think and how to feel and how to believe and what to believe in and what to stand for, and you fucking flow like the wind, your opinion of me is nothing. Nothing. Page, who's going to use who's? I have no idea anything about bank info. What's that about? Because I mean, I've heard that when Susan gets called out for shit, she'll stretch that shit as far as she can in an attempt to just prove herself right to the internet. That's all she cares about. That's it. That's all. Nothing else. What people on the internet think about her. Mog.
She said it's being alluded about bank info, I guess. I don't know.
We're making hints that bank information might be used. Whose? Bitch, I'm telling you, you do not want to go there. Do not try to accuse me of some shit like that. That is not what you want to do. Find me a Cash App that belongs to me. Find me a PayPal that is mine, that goes to my bank account. Find me that Vimo thing. Find it and show me and fucking present that shit. You find it and you put it all over your fucking platform. And you better be right about it, because I don't have any of those things. So don't talk about no fucking bank accounts with Voloma's name.
Well, somebody's apparently saying that her bank information is out there, so she better change it. That's what I saw. But for me, when I first heard her going off, when she was asking for 3 times the amount of money that Bombshell even owed her, and then said, well, if I don't go, then I'll just donate it. That was the red flag for me.
When she said what? Say it again. I'm sorry. I got to turn you up. Go ahead.
It's because I have my headphones in. But she said that she would, if she decides if not to go and people donated, then, she'd just donate it to someone, like Savage for Toys for Tots or something. She made a statement like that, and it was very, like, why would you even mention you're not going to go if you're collecting money for it?
Yeah, see,
that was weird to me.
That makes sense, Paige. And I'm telling you, I think there was never an intention to go at all, which is why she came in at the 9th hour and said, can you do this? And I said to her, blatantly clear, 100%, fully transparent, it's not up to me. It's up to Brent and his paralegal. And because we worked on all of that shit all through the summer and all through the fall, And because his schedule is his schedule and my schedule is my schedule, I don't know. So I'll let you know when I find out. And 5 days went by of me not having an answer for her because I didn't have an answer. 5 days went by. And then the constant, I showed you the messages every morning, afternoon, and evening. Did you hear anything yet? Did you hear anything yet? When I've got my own shit going on, and I'm sorry, I love everybody on here that I love, but my legal situation with my on-duty injury is always going to be more important, especially when it's nearing the end of that and I'm busy with depositions and all of the things that have to be done in order to go into the court and win, which 3 out of 4 have been successfully won. Thank you. That's always going to be more important. Everybody who's heard me on any panel talk about anything that I had going on in my life knew that I was waiting for the first of the year for all of these other things to come to an end. I've said it over and over. Why would I say anything different to her? I wouldn't. Because the truth will never fall to a lie, ever. Nice try, Susan. Show me where I'm to blame. Show me where I said, don't go. Show me where I said yes, he said yes. Show me any of that shit, because you fucking can't. And I'll be a motherfucker if you start talking about that I had access to any financial, because before you spin that shit, people will say that nobody's paid a penny but me. Not one penny from any of the people that are filing has been collected. Not one. No exchange of any money. None. Not from people on the internet to me or people on the internet to Brent. Nobody.
She's complaining that you sent Texas Girl's complaining that you sent her the victim impact statement.
No, that was Susan that sent it to her, and I didn't know that until Texas Girl replied to an email. On January 6th, here, I'm going to forward it to you. On January 6th at 12:46 a.m., I sent her an email to Texas Girl. I said, I hope your new year is amazing. I was recently made aware that Susan has been reaching out to people, attempting to blame me for her not having filed her civil suit against Bum. The last 3 days, I've spoken to some of those people, and I'm quite shocked at the audacity of her blaming me. After a conversation with Jenny and other people, it's important to me that people know the truth, especially considering this multi-person civil claim has successfully been kept off of YouTube, and now Susan could be putting those people in the position of being hurt by people should they find out what's coming. If you remember back to the day I was on your panel and listed the names of people and communities that have been negatively affected since that day, the same day I gave out this email for people to send their stories and receipts, I've been very clear with everyone who submitted their claims. The group civil claim would be filed with the local clerk of courts down there shortly after the first of the year, as soon as I knew what my personal legal appointments were and time frame needed to heal from my last spine procedure, of which both of those situations are close to being finished. We're not going to file in advance specifically to protect those who submitted their claims and to ensure. I'm not going to read all of this stuff, but I'm going to forward it to Jenny. Okay. We've done everything on our part, including not speaking a word on any social media platforms directly as advised. Summer and most of fall was spent on this. Adding someone else isn't just like putting their paperwork into a file and adding numbers. It takes redoing almost every part of the claims, which has to be done by the attorney's office, not myself. Brent and his wife are longtime friends, returning a favor. I'm only paying out-of-pocket expenses, and at the time I spoke with him early summer, both he and his paralegal had open time back then, and they're probably tired of me asking questions today. Because Susan has told the whole internet just about that she was making the trip and filing, I'm being told that was originally to be December 2nd. She was extremely concerned with how to answer people in chats when they asked her if she filed. Susan had a time crunch because she had told everyone what she was doing and when she was doing it, and had taken donations to do so. She didn't have time to wait for Brent to let me know if his office was able to add her, because she had to respond to the internet, and she was concerned with the internet asking questions. I spent hours with her one evening via StreamYard private, where I helped her with writing a victim impact statement. I told her my family was on the way in and would be at my home in roughly 30 minutes. That wasn't good for her, though. Upon hearing that the victim impact statement had to be typed out and that has to explain your story and wraps up the receipts and details how your life has been negatively affected, Susan said she wasn't good with writing and needed help. I told her I had a few minutes, but that my family was coming. Here's how that ended. My family arrived and brought a late dinner with them. They unpacked, warmed up dishes, and were calling for me to come downstairs to eat with them. I stayed upstairs in my office on a private StreamYard with Susan until well after 1 a.m., settled for a banana and peanut butter crackers. This is because she's so fucking selfish. to help with the start of her victim impact statement. She didn't care that my family had all just gotten here and arrived and were having dinner downstairs. It bothered her none. The same way it didn't bother her a bit to hear that my days were beyond busy with personal, legal, and medical appointment meetings and things. For that reason, I would let her know as soon as I knew. Just as soon as I hear something, I'll stop and call you right away. As soon as he gets back to me, I'll be on the phone with you. You get what I'm saying? I hope so. From the first conversation with Susan, the plan was to send all of her information, blah, 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 blah. Everything that I've just said to you. Okay, for the record, I don't have a personal Cash App, Venmo, or PayPal in well over a year. I'm more than happy to show you those receipts and give you the full story if that will clear up any confusion. I hope you don't take this personal. I'm sure you can detect a little ugh in this email, and I hope you understand it's not directed at you. I'm shocked to the core at how Susan has played this out. I had no idea she had received money for this or was all over talking about this multi-person claim coming at Bum. How nice of her to potentially put a dozen other people in target zone because she wants people to believe that I somehow prevented her from doing what she said she was going to do. I really hope that Susan isn't trying to explain away to those people who donated to her by blaming me. Paloma's lawyers didn't have an answer for me in 4 days' time, and I got something to prove to the internet. Texas girl, you see why I move in silence whenever possible. In any case, I hope you had an amazing Christmas. If you have any questions, please let me know. Always here to answer. Much love, Paloma, a.k.a. Stephanie. Now, here's what she sent back. Oh, let me forward that to Jenny quick. Just to verify that everything I just read came right from that fucking email.
Hey, before you continue,
yes,
can I pop in real quick with this? So I'm like I said, I'm listening. I don't know if y'all guys know this or not, but I got a pretty good setup so I can like break in like the stream from what they're doing on their side. And look, this is we just heard everything that what was discussed. We seen everything that was talked about in the DMs in the messages between you two. And once again, you're not telling her not to not go through with her lawsuit. You're telling her the complete opposite. But this is what she says on the stream right now. Like she's still doubling down on this.
Yeah. And I don't understand it. It makes no sense to me.
And Angel, I do put the blame on Valoma because she told me not to go that Monday. She would check with the attorney. Then she told me they were sending the packet for me to fill out.
Yeah, turn it off, please.
Yeah.
So let me
Susan reply. What blows my mind? Sorry.
No, go ahead, Paige. I didn't hear you. Go ahead.
Just what blows my mind is that she made all of these choices. She's an adult. Nobody else leads her to do whatever she's doing. Like she chose to collect money to go to Georgia. She chose and told everybody when she was going, then chose not to go because of, sickness. And then she had, whatever with her family. That was her choices. Nobody else made her go or not go. Nobody made her collect money for it either. So how she's trying to put this blame on anybody else is beyond me.
Here's the interesting thing about Texas Girl. The reason I emailed Texas Girl with the screenshots was because I didn't like the narrative that I somehow was involved with any kind of taking money. I've never. Some of the organizations that that I donate regularly to, I drop the links for people to donate directly to them. I don't take money for anybody ever. I don't have any of those anything. So the reason I reached out to Texas Girl was because I cared that she knew the truth. I didn't ask her to do anything about it. I didn't ask anybody to call anybody out, and nobody did, to the best of my knowledge. I just wanted her to know, here's the messages. It has nothing to do with me, for what it's worth. Okay, that's the whole reason. Kind of like the same reason that whenever I was accused of going after AC, I emailed other people and said, hey, that's not true. Talk to AC. We've talked. He knows it's not true. Because I care that people know the truth, not because I care that they react to it. But the message I got back from Texas Girl, and I just forwarded it to Jenny just now, first time ever, because I don't do that kind of shit. But I send it to Jenny, verified. I'm reading it directly from there. She said, no, I emailed her on the 6th. She emailed me back. She said, good morning. I received both of your emails and have had time to process them, and these are my thoughts. I'm very close to Susan, and I was aware of her going to Columbus and have been involved in her raising donations to make that trip because she is on a fixed income, and that trip was carefully calculated to cost around $800 for 2 trips to Columbus to file the small claim on Bombshell. That is quite a bit of money that most folks don't have laying around, and let me say, It's sad. It has to be done to begin with. Susan has shared everything she needed to share with me in order to make this trip, but only because we are close friends am I privy to some of the details. See, but that's why I don't trust people, because where it might be your close friend, it's not my close friend, and I protect my privacy and other people's privacy. And so this is why you read it. I just read it to you because they're close friends. Okay. She said, I know that when she contacted you, now she's telling me that what she knows. She said, I know that when she contacted you, you shared with her that you were filing a class action and had asked people when you were on my panel to contact you. However, I do not remember you asking anyone to contact you regarding a potential class action suit while you're on my panel. She said, I know that when she contacted you, you shared with her that you were filing. No, that's a lie. That's why she contacted me. I showed you the fucking message. I showed you the fucking text message. That's why she contacted me. I didn't contact her. She said, but I guess my question is, why were you speaking to Jenny about Susan at all? Why did you and Jenny and others have a conversation about Susan? Well, like I said, but you overlook that part because you're just there to defend Susan. And I get that. She reached out to all these other people. There were people contacting me saying, is that true? Because that doesn't sound like something that you would do. Thankfully, they contacted me, so I knew what was going on. But she just wants to know why I'm having... So it's okay for Susan to spin a lie, but not me to tell the truth. Okay. Then she said, I've been in this journey. She says, this is Texas girl talking. I have been in this journey with Susan during most of her frustrated days of not hearing from you. After sending you texts and calling and leaving messages, it became very worrisome for her because she had received donations from her subscribers to make the trip to Columbus, and she wasn't being communicated with on the state of the class action, had not received any validation that it was even a real piece of paperwork. Can you please tell me if anyone missed the text messages almost every day and the phone calls that took place? So please tell me when I ignored. Please tell me. Please tell me when I ignored. And now they want validation. Well, that happens when your receipts are legitimate. That happens when they go through them and decide, yeah, you know, you can be included. And then they reply. They email you directly. Susan knew that. It's not my fault she didn't tell you the truth. This Texas girl says, I do remember her asking numerous times about the situation, about the status of Paloma. There was a whole lot of confusion for me about all of what transpired because there wasn't any transparency given to Susan during all of her communication with you. Questions weren't being answered. Paperwork wasn't being provided. And you keep mentioning her donations. You're the one talking about her donations. I didn't know anything about them. But this has nothing to do with why she asked or received donations from her subscribers, because she was using those monies collected to go to Columbus to file the civil suit against Bombshell. Her frustration came when she sidelined all of her plans to be included in your class action and nothing was being communicated to her and her hands were tied from the original plan she had made. If you were including her, she was going to return the monies donated by her subscribers because it wasn't needed. So what do these emails answer for me personally? You told her you were filing on December 4th. Where? Can you please show me where I said that was happening? Because at no point in time was a date ever given. She says, and you would see if she had time to be included. And then you told her it wasn't filed and to get her work in order. I remember you working on everything to help her get it ready. She was excited and made sure she got everything exactly correct for you needed in time. I'm sorry that that's what she told you, but my receipts prove otherwise. The victim impact was poorly constructed by me. This is when I found out that Texas girl was the one that finished up the victim impact statement. I didn't know that until this email on January 6th at night or in the afternoon. I did not know that. She said, I remember you working on everything to help her get it ready. She was excited and made sure she got everything exactly correct that you needed in time. The victim impact was poorly constructed by me because of the time constraint and my lack of knowledge on how to properly construct a victim's impact statement. There were many edits done by you. I remember it all. You both stayed up in early hours of morning to get it done. Yep, that happened. And then Susan sent it off to Texas girl. And now they wonder why it wasn't accepted. But I mean, that was made clear to Susan. If Susan didn't convey that to Texas girl, that is not my fucking problem. And you notice Texas girl's also talking about the time crunch that I didn't have. There's nothing I can do to accommodate that time crunch. And I made that abundantly fucking clear. And exactly said, go ahead and file yours because of that time crunch. Go ahead and file yours. You can still be a part of phase 2 when that happens. That's exactly what I said. So I'm sorry she didn't tell you the truth, but Texas Girl, I sent you the truth. And you sent this shit back. You said, I guess at this point, I don't understand why I can help you because I'm thoroughly confused by the timeline and all that is involved. I don't like the fact that anyone would share that they had a conversation with Susan regarding her concerns. But it was okay for Susan to do that, right? Because you're her close friend. She trusted you with my personal business and see why you don't trust people like that till you know them well enough. I don't like the fact that anyone would share that they had a conversation with Susan regarding her concerns because that shouldn't have happened and were private conversations between people. It replicates what happens on this platform that disappoints me. I mean, I was pretty disappointed too in finding out that not only was this narrative being spun but that people just fucking ran with it. Because you got a couple of people over there that are like, Paloma is a fraud. You know, they've been trying. Okay. I sent that to you, Jenny, and then
yeah, I've got it.
And then I never responded because does that email tell you that the person is even listening to what you're saying? Because I didn't reach out to people first; they reached out to me first, knowing the people that were sought out. I knew then Jenny knew because Jenny knows everything that's going on. And it was only important if I wanted to be an asshole, I'd have fired up a live stream and put all this shit out a long time ago. But I'm not an asshole like that. But the more people that are coming and saying I am to blame because Susan took money from a community of people and didn't follow through with it, fuck you, Susan. That's a lie and you fucking know it. Show me where I told you not to file.
The thing about Susan, right? You know, everybody carries a certain thing about them, right? Like, if somebody's funny, you know, in different communities, like I'm just making an example, but you know, then they kind of carry that around with them, and people are like, "Hey, I know, you know, that dude, he's funny," or that girl, you know. Well, the thing that Susan carries around and has for years is that she's a snake. She's a snake behind the scenes. It's been said a blue million times. Like Bum used to say it, and I even hate to give her that credit. But Holly, you know, all these people that have dealt with her and been friends with her, she's always screwed them over and went behind their backs to somebody, you know. So, just saying.
Texas Girl said that she's confused by the timeline. Jenny, can I share my screen, please?
Yes. Okay.
So, you can see here.
Yeah, like PayPal now.
December 3rd.
How you doing, Smokey?
You see where this says December 3rd? Hey, Valoma, can you call me after Jenny's stream? It's about me going to Columbus this week. Okay, that's December 3rd, right? She asked me to call her. Okay, here's December 3rd. And again, I sent the screenshot of her number to Jenny because Jenny has her number. And to verify that it's Susan George Beach that I was talking to. You see this December 3rd, 2 hours and 12 minutes.
Holy
shit. Let me clear up the timeline for you there, Texas Girl, since you didn't want to look at it. Okay, that's December 3rd. Do you see here where it says December 4th? Down here at the bottom part, it says December 4th. Okay, here we got December 4th, 16 minutes. I talked to Susan on the phone on December 4th for 16 minutes. So far, I've talked to her every day since she talked, since she talked.
A little less conversation, a little more action.
More messages from December 4th. These are December 4th, right here, December 4th. December 4th. All fucking day long when I'm busy doing my own shit. Okay? December 4th. Here we see December 5th. Do you see this? I communicated with her on December 5th. Here's December 5th's fucking text messages, Texas Girl, since you didn't care to look at it. Here's your timeline.
So,
okay?
Valoma, can I ask you a
Hold
question?
on. Let me finish this. Here's December 6th. You see December 6th on the screen? I communicated with her on December 6th. Not only text messaging, but here's your timeline, Texas Girl. December 6th, 1 hour and 5 minutes on December 6th. 1 hour and 5 minutes. Okay, here's another one. December 6th. I missed a call at 8:36 p.m. So I called her back for 4 minutes on December 6th. Not to mention all of the fucking text messages here from December 6th. Please Clear up the timeline. December 6th. Remember in those messages?
Valoma.
Hold on a minute, Vinny. December 6th, 10:15 p.m. Do you see the StreamYard link? Okay. Here's StreamYard link. Just like I said, that I spent till after midnight, 1 o'clock in the morning, trying to freaking help her. This helpless ass bitch. Okay. Then we got December 7th. I missed a call. I don't think I returned that call. However, here's December 7th. Here's December 7th. I talked to her on December 7th. I talked to her on December 8th. Here's December 8th. That's when I said, listen, I've got all this shit going on. I can't do it all for you. It's simple. Send it to I'll let you know when I find out. Here's December 8th. I talked to her on December 8th. She replied. Shortly after that, she had her family tragedy. I'm not going to contact her because in my world, this shit don't matter when somebody passes away in your family. Tell me how's the timeline fucked up? Anybody? Can anybody tell me where there's some kind of a timeline issue that I didn't communicate with her? That I didn't reply to her? I'll let you know as soon as I know. Every fucking day. Where's it at? Sexist girl, spell it out for me.
Can I just say something, Valoma?
Yes.
Are you implying the word needy?
I mean, I'm trying to still be, I don't like being called a liar. I don't like being called a liar. I don't like being accused. I don't like to be, my name to be thrown in with other people collecting donations and what they're going to do. And when she asked me on that first phone call, 2 hours and 12 minutes about what should she do, I said to her, I'll have to ask and then let you know. And that's what I did. I called her and said, he said, don't mention it, ignore it, don't speak about it, don't say nothing. And then he'll let me know when they have had the time to go through your story. He'll let me know. That time didn't happen in 4 or 5 days. And holy fuck, Susan's crunch line, her deadline is not my fucking problem. Did I not spell out all the shit that I had on my own plate? And Susan's the only one that had a problem with it. And then the last correspondence with Texas Girl was that because I didn't give all of the information up to somebody who hadn't even been added yet, because I didn't give all that information up, who was acting shady because she has to answer to people on the internet. She's telling people on the internet what she's doing. Those were all red flags for me. I was not going to rush anybody in making any decisions. It wasn't my fault. I could do nothing about it. And I was transparent, honest, open 100% of the time. There's your timeline, Texas Girl.
Friends and money don't mix.
Not at all. Susan knows what she's doing today. She knows exactly what she's doing today. She knows exactly what she's doing. And anything happens, Susan, it's on you. You're so desperate to prove the internet right. You're so desperate to prove yourself right to the internet. You're so desperate to answer to these people. You don't care who you put in danger. You don't care who you put in harm's way. You don't have any amount of respect for other people. None. At no point were you ever told not to go do whatever the fuck you. And I live in Putnam County, West Virginia, bitch. I got nothing to do with what you do or don't do.
You know what's really crazy is that she ended her stream with the song that I usually end my Rumble ones with, F you. I mean, like, it's so weird. I know this is going to sound awful, but like, it's really weird when I watch people do exactly the same things as me. You know what I mean? Like, there's no originality anymore, dude.
Yeah.
It's like, it's just weird. I don't know how to explain it.
Can we talk about the other complaint that seems to be going around that you've traded in your OGs for a new group of people? Can we talk about that? It's how selfish it is to expect Jenny to support and endorse someone's channel before she's gotten to know them. Like, why is it that only certain people are offended that Jenny's not dropping their links all over the place before Jenny knows that you're a legit safe person to send people, to recommend people to? Like, how selfish.
What's crazy is, okay, so I supported them big time when they first came around, like as big as I will do, because it takes me some time because I've been screwed over so many freaking times. Bumshells, one of them, that I don't really go gung ho in promoting anybody these days, And I promoted them a little bit from my Chatter's Voice channel. Sent the
Sorry,
mob
Jenny.
squad over there. What? For what?
I said
What you talking
sorry,
about?
Jenny. Well, I mean, I'm probably one of those people that isn't like a safe place. Like I don't have a safe channel. I'm always talking
Yeah.
shit. We're always doing fucked up things.
We do that
But
too.
hey, but at least we're honest with her. Okay, well, yeah, that's true. That's true.
We do the same thing. No, I'm just saying that what I guess I didn't make it make sense, but what I was saying it for is, I promoted them from my Chatter's Voice channel, and they completely pitched a raving fit about somebody I was having on panel, and started a whole start a whole hate mob campaign about who I was having on my panel, and that I didn't ask their permission, which I absolutely have the screenshots of the community post still. So let me grab it while I'm saying it, because I always like to show when I say something. Hang on. But
is that okay if I just insert something really quick and then I'll
go ahead.
In?
I'm sorry. You know what?
No.
I was fixing to ask you actually. Go ahead.
It's my fault.
No.
When I get on a rant and I get really pissed off, I talk a lot and I tell people, tell me to shut up. I will. It ain't no big deal. I'm sorry, Snoops. It's my fault.
Really?
No,
Yeah.
Mama, I'm the exact same way. I like to, I get on a rant and I get passionate about something and I just go off and I just don't stop. So I completely understand. And
I like when people yell.
I would never stop you from talking. But I did want to insert here just an observation that I made. I know I was on their panel yesterday and I was under a different impression yesterday than I am today, because I was over there listening to them today before I came over here. But after listening to them today, what I was thinking overnight, and I didn't sleep much because I kept thinking about this whole thing, to be honest with you. But then listening to them today, it seems to me strange that they said yesterday, we've moved on from Bomb. We don't want, anything, we're trying to get away from the drama. We're trying to get out of the drama community. We're concentrating on other things. We're putting our energy into other things. We barely talk about Bombshell anymore. We don't want to be, and yet then they pick a fight with Jenny and Valoma and all of the rest of us over timing of streams and over, what they consider to be, the polite way of doing things and so forth over here, as far as when we stream and what we stream and how we stream and who we stream. And it, as I was thinking about it, and now as I think about it even more firmly, it just seems as though they have started something that
Purposely
they said that they weren't. Yeah.
Yeah. I know. I've been getting a few messages about that too, that everybody thinks they did this to kind of pump their channel back up, which is a possibility. I mean, since they are saying they don't want drama and it's toxic and blah blah blah. However, she happily had screenshots ready of Valoma's messages. You know what I mean?
Right. And I didn't want to come right out and blatantly say it, but yeah, that's exactly what it seems like. It seems as though they have started something because it's going to bring them more views, because they were talking yesterday about how few views they get now, as opposed to when they were doing the Bombshell drama and all of the different drama and so forth. It just seems as though, I don't know, it really does. It seems to me as though they started something in order to make this a big thing. And in order to start getting more views and in order to break things up again and so forth. And it just seems to me, okay, I'm just going to come right out and say it. It's a bombshell move.
Yeah, it is. Absolutely, it is. And that's what I thought about. That was one reason the last couple of times I didn't address it. Anything, with them carrying on and on about me, and trying to start something. I didn't address it last time. However, last time when that happened, let me just remind you, Texas girl and Susan. Susan dropped Texas girl like a bad habit last time to stay with the ship and me. She straight threw Texas girl right under the bus. And that's when they had that break in their friendship that they're talking about.
Right. And they can't blame you
she
for
knew
that
it was
either.
wrong that time,
Yeah, and we all make our choices. We all make our own decisions as to who we're going to stick with and who we're not going to stick with, who we are going to support, who we're not going to support. I mean, you can't blame that on someone else because those decisions are yours. I don't care what anybody says or anything, And I'm going to apologize right now for being a part of that panel yesterday because I was under a completely different impression about that panel yesterday. Today just proved to me what I was afraid of overnight was that this was just it was a PAB move.
Well, see, and don't worry about it. Look, that's the thing about me, whether they want to say it's not true now or not. I don't mind people having any kind of opinion. It does not bother me because that's what we're here to do. It's the way they're trying to tell me what to do and make it as if I'm doing something horrible by restreaming bumming them,
Right. And in my defense, I did not say anything unsupportive of you, Jenny, because I completely
know, and look, I
appreciate.
I also appreciate Earth defending me. You know what I mean? Like I appreciate everybody that was defending me. They're acting as if it had nothing to do with me now. You know what I mean?
Right.
And that
exactly.
They can't just have an opinion. No, it's not like that at all. It was purpose. It was absolutely purposely.
This just pisses me off about Valoma because Valoma hasn't done anything to anybody. She does everything she can. And Valoma, yes, I know you're here, but I mean, it's never a matter of self-serving that Valoma does. It's never something that's self-serving. You always, Valoma, you always do things for the better of as many people as you possibly can. I have never seen you do anything that is self-serving, or at least completely self-serving, because everything we do is self-serving in a way. I mean, obviously, because we're doing it, even if it just makes us feel good, it's self-serving, But I mean, you do things. I've never seen you do anything to anyone that would put them in any kind of danger, any kind of, you don't even hurt feelings if you can avoid it. I mean, and
after
I just
the shit
think
that's
this
been
whole
done,
thing,
that always puts it in perspective to me. It's not what's the easy thing to do. Because if I was that person, I would have done this a long time ago. I would have done this back in January when more people were like, you did this and you owe Susan an apology and whatever. And I'm just like, what did I do to Susan? I did nothing to Susan. And then the narrative kept going. If I was an asshole, I would have went live and put this shit out a long time ago, but I didn't want to, that's not my agenda. You know what I mean? That's not my goal. And I always try to put into the front of my mind, it's not what's the easiest thing to do. It's what's the right thing to do. And, I'm not going to apologize for something, that I have no control over. Like especially when it's been spelled out and there's so many people that I know that this narrative has been spun to you that think terrible of me. But the people that did come and say, hey, can I hear both sides of this? Even those people, I said, it's not about proving anybody wrong. I didn't know what was going on. But initially, when she first contacted me, and I told her I would let her know as soon as I found out, that 4 days came and went. I can't figure out how I'm to blame for the shit. I can't figure it out.
And I
You're
have
just
to
a
give you
scapegoat.
huge
Listen, you're just a
kudos.
scapegoat, basically.
That's what it feels like.
Hi guys, can I ask a question real quick?
Absolutely.
Hi Jenny. Okay, so I was driving and I came in and I saw my name in the chat. Like Biloma wrote something, and I don't know what it's about. Could you explain that, please?
I sure can. Yeah, the people that have been incessantly running this narrative have, first off, I know that there's other channels. Some of them, one of them is quite large, that was reached out to for this expose Viloma as a fraud. And the same people replied and said, we read the messages and all we see is you saying, stop doing this kind of shit. Like that's not the right thing to do, or that's not good or whatever. But I knew that it was going on. Suddenly, the same people, and I'm talking about Earth, okay? Earth's been spinning this, Viloma's the devil. She did me so wrong. I'm not the one that uploaded the messages and tried to spin a narrative about them. That wasn't me that did that. And I waited all day while my phone was blowing up from all the people in our community wanting to know what the hell was going on. I waited all fucking day. And I only showed what I had to explain that those messages were not on the attack of people in our community. That was a venting. That's all it was. Everybody walked away from that. Things calmed down. Nobody was mad at anybody. But this narrative that I'm this bad person or fraud or whatever has been spun to other people. And then, Susan Georgia Peach runs with this new narrative side by side with Earth, that not only am I a fraud and a terrible person, but that I somehow did something that prevented Susan from following through with what she had told her community that she was going to do, as if I just said, fuck it, I don't want nothing to do with her. That never happened.
And see,
I just showed.
I have no idea about that. So where do I come in?
I just showed all the messages. So after all this stuff going on with, people being contacted behind the scenes and this narrative being spun, I don't go to places where they frequent, because I've noticed and felt the tension whenever I pop in the chat. So to avoid conflict with people, I just don't go to those chats. Like I went to Texas Girl with the actual receipts in an email and said, because I thought she was a fair and impartial person and cared about the truth. So I sent her a message and just said, here's my side of it. If you would like to talk, I'm happy to talk. Because I knew what was being spun. People had already sent me the freaking emails and messages. I knew it was happening. I sent it to Texas Girl and said, do you want to talk about this? She come back with, you're at fault. You did wrong. I can't believe you're doing this to Susan kind of attitude. So I said, fuck it. No more communication. I went into your chat a couple of weeks ago because someone had said that you were confused about what had happened with Earth and me. So I popped in your chat, was like, I'm here. If you have any questions that I can answer, if you want to hear my side of it. And you said, nope, I don't want to hear it.
Yeah, you know what, honestly, I'm sorry, go ahead.
So where these people go, that kind of shit has been happening. And so to avoid conflict, I stay away.
I feel you on that.
That's my comment.
I understand that.
Okay.
So, I get your comment then. I'm sorry. For me, it's like, I don't want to get twisted up in anything. Like, so I stay out of it, like that's the best thing for me to do, because I don't dislike you at all. I like you. I like everybody involved. So I don't want to be like on anybody's side, because it's like, dude, I don't even know what's going on, honestly, half the time, because I don't watch everything. But I will rewind this, because this seems like it's like a big deal. So I'm sorry.
You knew Earth's side of what had happened. You knew what she had told you, right? So I went to you after that, a couple weeks after that, and said, do you want to hear the other side of it? And you said no. So you see what I mean? I just don't go back to those places, because there's people that feel like the truth.
I feel wrong for that, and I'm sorry about that. Maybe I should have listened to you. I just at that point was like, oh, stay out of it. You know what I mean? So I apologize to you for that. And if I cut you off and made you feel any type of way, then that was wrong for me to do. So I'm sorry. But I'm gonna get down. I just wanted to see what that was about in the chat.
Yeah,
so thank you. Thank you for explaining that to me.
Hey, before you go,
Mm-hmm.
So have you noticed what Texas Girl and Susan have been doing towards me?
Well, I made a video today, saying that I think that bombs should be ignored. However, I did hear like a snippet of what they said. I didn't listen to the whole live, so I can't say I know everything.
Gotcha.
I don't know everything. I need to go back and listen. Period.
Well,
I need to go back and listen. It seems
yeah.
like a whole bunch of stuff. But
Yeah,
I did
it
say
is
in my video.
basically
I did say in
because
my video. Oh, I'm sorry.
go ahead.
No, I did say in my
Go
video
ahead.
that I love you and I think you're the sweetest person. I did say that in my video. But when
I
it
love you
comes
too.
to this is crazy. This is
It's
bonkers.
okay. Listen. I've been doing like I don't know. A lot of people don't know me, Vinny, and Hondo's history, like the old school history. Some people do, some people don't. Like we have a long-standing record of taking down channels, getting rid of bad people. Okay, so my whole problem here with everybody complaining is there's a process. There's always a process. Trust the process. If you don't want to be a part of it and you don't want to watch it, that's fine. Don't. But I'm just I don't mind anybody having their opinion. It's just that I'm not going to change the way I do things because of it. You know what I mean? And I'm not doing it to hurt our people. It helps our people in the long run. Not only just about the recording of what she's done to us, So either way, but this is totally something different with them, because they've been poking, this whole time. It's I don't care, zombie. Anyway, it's like there was a disagreement before about me having Tara on panel,
Oh, I remember that.
and pitched a Raven fit. And what happened in that was Susan threw Texas Girl straight under the bus and quit being friends with her so that she could stay with me in the ship. Come on, quit being so acting like you're holier than thou. Stop it. There's no reason. I've always been good to those two, but that showed me way back then, not to get close to either one of them. You know what I mean? Because if they could do that quickly, you learn on YouTube. And if
you live and
somebody
you learn on here.
Say that quickly, sorry, won't no part of it, because I didn't do what they wanted me to or what they thought I should not be doing. I don't everybody knows I I moved to the beat of a totally different drum than most people on YouTube,
Yeah, you do what you want to do, and you do what you feel is right most of the time, and
yeah.
I think I misinterpreted a lot of things, to be honest with you. I need to go back and watch a lot of things, and I'm sorry if I misinterpreted things. And wow, I feel stupid actually. So I'm gonna get down and I'm gonna listen. And Viloma, once again, I do apologize for not listening when you approached me. I'm really sorry.
I mean, I've been watching it. You know what I mean? I see what's been happening, and I've just, to avoid conflict or make things worse, I just kind of, I love the narrative that I'm some kind of an asshole because, none of this would be happening right now if there weren't so many people that have, that if there weren't so many people that were led on to that something like this was even going on because of Susan going to them in private. I didn't do this. There's already people messaging me they're going to say because you showed messages. Listen, when that's the only choice that you have to clear your name because you're being accused of some shit like that, what else do you expect to happen? You know what I mean? I'm not going to
Sometimes you have to show messages. Sometimes you do.
I ain't got nothing to do with no money that nobody raised, collected, or made promises with. I got nothing to do with anybody doing whatever the hell they wanted to do. And if you go, I don't know if you caught any of the stream, But show me where in the timeline there's questions, or where I said to her, don't go, or where I said to her, and it wasn't on the phone. Because why would I tell her on a phone call not to do anything and why would I tell her anything on a phone call different than what's in those freaking messages? It don't make sense. And all I ask is that before people, because this has been going on for a long time, and the people that I felt kind of pulling away, I'm not going to chase them down and be like, hold on a minute, let me show you my side, or let me show you the truth. You know what I mean? I go to the people I care about their opinion, and say, there's another side. Are you interested in it? And then, that's it. Like, I'm not going to chase people down. But if I was an asshole, I'd have put this out weeks ago. I'm not, that wasn't my intention, but I'll be damned if I'm going to be accused of, being the reason. Like, to me, it's fucked up, and it could have been handled privately. You know what I mean? But
that's what I was going to ask. I was going to ask, could this have happened like behind the scenes, or did this just boil over?
What's crazy is both of those people have my phone number. They could have messaged or called me before they decided to do a whole stream about how they don't like what I'm doing. You know what I mean?
Right.
That's why, look, the last couple of times they've thrown stones and went and hid, I just ignored it. I'm pretty good at that. I don't ever really address anything unless I have no choice. And this last time, I got so many messages and emails, and, I was getting blown up because people were upset that she was over there talking crap, and it just wasn't the first time, so I had no choice. When how it works, when it's so many people, you've got no choice but to address it. So I had no choice. But they could have called or messaged or whatever, and then they want to say, well, you could have came on my panel. Well, why would I come on your panel then, after you took it to YouTube, before even thinking about messaging or calling me? Why would I do that? I'm not going to give you that courtesy now. Now I'm going to have to come plead my case. That's how it works.
And they reached out to how many people about this? How many people did? I'm not going to say the number or anybody's names, but there were a lot of people that Susan reached out to, trying to spin this narrative, but they couldn't reach out to Jenny to talk about this, their opinion of her streaming, but they could reach out to all these other people for, to spin this narrative that I'm somehow responsible for what Susan does or doesn't do. You know what I mean? And this stuff with Susan absolutely could have been handled privately, but she took away that option by going to all these people behind the scenes, spinning this narrative. Like, there were people that I felt like I was, close to, that just completely pulled away, completely had nothing to do with me, completely treated me very differently because of the shit that they were being told. So yeah, I reached my limit today with the title of a live stream calling me a fucking liar, when never did I tell her what to do, what not to do. Always upfront and honest with her. And I'll be damned if I'm gonna sit and be called a liar because a couple of people have an agenda to try to prove I'm some kind of a fraud. Like, it's fucked up. It's been going on for a while, and Earth is very much involved with it. So I get it. It's not a good or nice place to be in. Which is why I haven't been around. I mean, I haven't been around because of all of that shit.
Right. All right, guys, I'm gonna get down. I hate this is going on. I really hate it. But I love you guys.
Yeah, we all do. It's not a good position, and it's just bums just all excited and saying how right they are. They weren't right about everything else, but they're right about this one. You know how it goes. So
yeah, I do. All right, guys, I love you. I'll talk to you later.
Okay.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye. Good to meet you. Hey, Valoma.
Yeah.
Speaking off of topic, do you happen to catch Karen's stream yesterday?
I don't subscribe to that channel anymore. Nope.
Okay.
I don't subscribe to any of those channels anymore. Because I told you, if you're that passionate about a cause, it shouldn't matter who. You know what I mean? Things are being said or done.
Right.
It shouldn't matter who. That to me makes Karen a fake. So I don't watch her.
Yeah, she doubled down, and then she got hit for a copyright strike. So, yay!
Damn.
Sucks to be her. I mean him. I mean whatever.
Her. It sucks to be her. It sucks to be her.
Yeah, her.
Yeah.
I'll be nice. I'll be nice.
I know it's been pretty bad over there, but I've just been so busy with, like I'm telling you, I've had the fight of my life for the last couple of years with the laws with the railroad. That's been of the utmost importance to me. And then, the medical procedures I had to wait for. The last few months have been crazy. And then I have a member of my birth family who I don't really even know that well that was just put under hospice care. So, I've been traveling back and forth to Toledo and Cleveland and back home in Putnam County, and it's been rough, but this shit's just crazy. This shit is nuts.
I think
Wild
the
up in the
biggest
streets.
What does that say?
I think the
So-
biggest mistake I've made so far in my life is to take over a farm that's been overgrown and to try and restore it.
It's a lot of
Okay,
work.
y'all can see this Texas girl, right? So this was when the crap first started, right? The Tara stuff. And she's saying, did Jenny ask anyone what we thought of her giving Tara a hall pass? Which I didn't give her a hall pass. Then we crucify Bum for her crap all day long, but give Tara, after all the vile crap she is, she obviously wasn't typing correctly, but anyways, leave Bum alone from here on out. Leave her alone and shut the F up. This is her the last time she made a complete fool out of herself. Like, she seriously is one that sticks her nose in places that, honest to God, it's none of her freaking business. It's just weird. And that's what they did last time, pitching a raving fit about me having Tara on and hearing her side of getting away from Michelle, That was
about that.
Yeah. That was it might have been almost a year now, maybe, not quite. It was when I had Tara on and me and Toasty sat down and having a conversation with her when she left Michelle. Because
I forgot all about that. Yeah. But listen, you two are not sitting on a fucking pedestal of morals and respect and admiration over there. Like, I don't know who the fuck you guys think you are. You ain't no different than anybody over here is. If you're the one with the problem, it's your response, and you care about who the other person that you have a problem with. It's your fucking responsibility to go to them. Why do you think people have to
It is very telling, let me say.
That's crazy.
It was very telling that people that have, been close or supported them before were not supportive to them today or yesterday. It's very telling. I mean, most people think this is ridiculous. I think it's ridiculous. There's no reason for any of this to have happened, but it, like, sorry.
But that ego is crazy. Like, everybody knows that when it comes to issues, when there's receipts, that Chatter's Voice or Jenny's channel, they're all in one place, which is hugely appreciated for people that whenever they go looking for those specific receipts, they're all in one space. Like AC's community, all in his channel.
This community, we move in a group. Like, if anybody's paying attention to our community at all, right? The way like, we're a mortified way, and we move everywhere in a group. If I go to Rumble, we go there. If I'm on Chatter's Voice, we go over there. If I'm here, we're here. Like, we kind of all move together and go places and do things. Like, if somebody in our community is having something, we all move that to that, area together and support them. I don't know why they thought this was a bright idea to, basically argue with the whole community, like they're isolating themselves by doing it, That's why I think it's ridiculous.
Well, like, everybody reaches their boiling point or their I get it. People over here take breaks from showing up to, to some of the streams and catch them on the replay because, you take a break because it can be too much. But just because you're at the point where you want to be done doesn't mean that everyone else is at that point. And so to expect that because you're tired of hearing about it or seeing it, that everybody is supposed to accommodate you. Like Jenny was supposed to go to you and ask permission before, having Tara on stream. There's
was
some shady
crazy.
shit going on. And there's a reason why they don't want people to see or hear the other side of anything. There's a reason why they go to people, certain people. Like it's very telling the people that Susan went to trying to spin this shit. And yeah, there's a lot more going on over there. But to expect everybody to come to you, everybody does their time in this community. Everyone does their time.
Sorry, I'm just catching up on some of the comments.
I'm gonna go ahead and hop down. I don't want to
It's
take up a
okay.
whole
Is
lot
there
of time,
anything?
but
No, you're fine. Is there anything else you wanted to say? I want you to be able to. I know it's like a lot going on, but anything else you were thinking of you wanted to say that you?
no, not really, because anything else that I say is just gonna be it's just gonna cause more issues. So not really cause more issues, but not really deal with anything. So I think it's a shame that people I'm gonna say it. I think it's really a bad shame that people resort to attacking other people in order to create division and derision amongst people,
Yeah.
so that they can build back up, or so that they can bring themselves back into things or something, or whatever it is that they're trying to do. If you have to stoop to creating issues, then you need to step up and you need to say, who am I in the long run? Who do I want to be? Is this really me? Because like Viloma said, she could have put out things a long time ago. And I know that there are other things that she probably, I don't know, but I suppose there are other things that she has kept quiet for other people, because she likes to protect people, even if she, Viloma's just, Viloma, you are a protector, you are a guardian, and you are a guardian of everyone. And so the fact that you have not come out and said things or done things about certain things just speaks even more to your veracity and your how dear you hold that part of you, that you are the person who can overcome anger and frustration and not even think in terms of, I'm going to hurt this person back. So, but that's what this is coming down to, is hurting people for absolutely no reason. And like I say, it's a bombshell move. So, but I'm going to hop down. I love you guys.
Thank you, Sue.
Yeah, you can clearly see that. That's exactly what Hondo said too. Is like they're probably wanting the attention.
Yeah.
I mean, nothing else makes sense out of complete nowhere. And it is an insult to people whenever, you trust them with, like contact information and they can call, or, they have an open direct line of communication and they don't utilize that, but they fire up a live stream. I said yesterday, it's no different than when you're firing up a live stream to call out someone's bad behavior. If you have a friendship or a relationship with somebody, and you have a way of contacting them and you don't utilize that to talk about differences, but you fire up a live stream, how are people supposed to receive that? That's no different than calling out, shit that you don't like. I mean, but when it's your friend, yeah, it's fucked up. And it does feel very much like an agenda is being formed. It does. I don't know what it's about, but Susan, you can't make people look at the receipts and see them for any way that they interpret them to be the truth. And when you can't produce anything that says me telling you what to do or what not to do, but I can be saying you're the one with the time crunch, follow through with it. That's what I would do. That's what I hope that you do. Fuck off, man. Fuck off. Now I think you did scam people, because why would it be important to go run behind the scenes to all the people that are channel holders that are part of the community, and like top moderators is what people refer to them, you know. Why see, people don't do something without payoff. They don't just do something for no reason. And as humans, we don't hide things that are good, we hide things that are bad. So when you go behind the scenes to people trying to convince them of this fucked up story that you know is a blatant lie, there has to be a reason that you're doing it. It's not because you care about people knowing the truth, because you would have told the truth. So did you scam people? Are there people that you didn't pay back? Is that why you're trying to, get in the good graces of Bombshell? I don't know what's going on, but that's what my gut tells me is going on. Either way, leave me out of your fucking shit. Leave me out of it. Because when you lie on me, I will produce the receipts that show the truth.
Yep. Well, I'm getting conflicting, Sharon. So Sharon says, did Susan not refund the donations for a trip? So I'm getting conflicted response or answers, right? Because I've been told by a lot of people that did send it, she did refund them through Cash App and PayPal, right? But I'm also hearing a few people, not just one, and they're the way she said it is very irritating. That isn't it odd how I've only heard that about me not giving money back from Jenny's chat, like it's somebody, like, that's just crazy. Obviously, that person is not a troll. That's what I said earlier. They were in both mine and her chat. I've seen them around. They gave a super chat and they said they just suck it up and, whatever, take the loss. But there were a few people that said they also sent super chats and they didn't know about emailing to get their money back. So I think if they do email her, she should do that, But I don't know. That's all I can tell you about it, because I did not keep up with any of it. I wanted zero to do with it from the moment it uttered out of people's mouths. I was like, nope, no thanks, no way, no how. Sorry. So I don't know.
Yeah, I was under the impression that all of them were refunded. That's what Texas Girl said in the email. That's what other people said that Susan had said, was that she was going to refund all of them. I didn't ask. I didn't communicate with her. Didn't know anything about it. But if you didn't get a refund, and I would say before you make that claim, get your screenshot. I hope it doesn't turn into anything like that. But please don't come to me with them, because I ain't got nobody's money. There is zero, not 1 cent to me from anybody on this platform. Done. I don't know. There were people that come in the chat yesterday, though, and asked about that. One person specifically said that they had forgotten about it. Did she file? And someone in the chat said she refunded the money, and that person said she didn't refund mine. So I don't know. There was also people that said that Susan had said that they told her not to worry about the donation, to just go ahead and hold on to it. So I don't know the truth, but it wasn't my business, so I didn't ask. I didn't go seeking it.
And here's the thing. Bum didn't do none of this, so she can't make it a big happy dance, okay? She didn't have a thing to do with any of it. They did it to us. So, I mean, yeah. And, hey, whatever. It's whatever, because I had no choice but to address it, because they just wouldn't shut up, and everybody else was getting very annoyed,
Yeah, too much behind the scenes talking, but not the truth being told.
Which is what's crazy. Holly and a few over there have said the same thing about Susan over the years, And that's why I stayed my distance, because I've always been told that she is a snake and she does things behind the scenes to stir crap, and I mean, unfortunately, even bums said that,
Mm-hmm.
It's always what's done in the dark will be shown in the light. It's always like that. Oh, I know, Miss Bella Zoe. She's already been trying. Hey, Andy. What you doing?
Let me show you this, Jenny. This was something else that was like a huge red flag. It just sounded like Bombshell talking. I put it in the back. Oh, wrong one. Hold up.
Okay.
This one. Sorry about that. So this is her talking to me on on December 29th at 10:44 a.m. She said, "Help me make sense of what happened." Now, this, of course, is after I said to her, I don't have any control. I don't have any control over what's, over. I don't have any control over it. Like, your time crunch is not anybody else's problem. She said, "Help me make sense of what happened. All the messages have been ignored since the supposed filing date." There was no filing date. Just that's your bullshit that you've been telling people. There was no filing date. Again, show me in the messages. She said, "I'm trying to make sense as to what has happened. I was all ready to go on my own when you stopped me to join your class action suit. That was 3 weeks ago. Now you completely ignore my messages and I've gotten no response. Why the lies and wasting of my time when I've been so supportive of you?" When she's been so supportive of me. How does that work? How do you tell somebody how supportive that you've been of them when What? I tried to do you a favor. I tried to include you in something that, I tried. And now I'm glad that it didn't work out, because I can't trust anything with her. If she would turn something so stupid into the scheming Voloma's fault because you don't want to answer to your community about the money, fuck you, man. But this talk about supporting people. If you didn't know, apparently Susan is a very supportive person, but I don't know how, because up until she messaged me, I what the fuck? What the hell kind of shit is that? And again, I said to her on December 8th, I just want to reiterate with this for people that didn't see it the first time. On December 8th at 11 o'clock. So from December 3rd to December 8th, all of those messages and phone calls, I said to her, "I'm sorry that I haven't got back to you as often as you'd like. When I get messages from Brent, I reply or call." I sent everything over that you sent to me. We've done our very best to plan and schedule. Again, I reiterated all the stuff that I had going on in my personal life and why I couldn't sit on a phone and do all of the things that Susan was responsible for doing for her own outcome. Okay. I couldn't do any of that. I said to her, "I know this is important as hell. I want to fry her ass, not just with civil suits, but criminal, which is why it's taking so long." Everybody knew this. If you want to file yours separate and still be included in the criminal, that's still an option. And I hope you decide to do that. Could I have been more clear? Or maybe I should have just been rude. I mean, that's as nice and clear as I could possibly be. And I hope you decide to do that. Please tell me where I said, "I got you. I'm gonna anything other than what that says."
No.
Be safe. I hope you have a good flight. So does anybody in the chat want anything cleared up? Is there anything I can show you again? Because I'm done with this shit. Susan can go lie over there by herself. She can go fuck off all the way over there by herself. Yeah, she said she's gonna need us.
All the way. She can suck.
Hey, Jenny, thanks for having me up. I'm going to drop down. Loma, always a pleasure being on channel with you. Vinny, good to meet you, man. I don't come over here enough. I need to. Well, Jenny owns us now. I don't know if anybody knew that. There's been so much talk about how the community over here owns the shit show. So we're now Boit. Yeah,
we're claiming them.
I don't know where that came from. I all of a sudden, like, everyone was like, "They're from Boit. They're from Boit." Like, I know Jenny. I know a few people from Boit. I mean, I know Mark Terry. I know a bunch of people. But I mean, as far as like us being Boit, like that came out of the blue. I don't know. There's fucking idiots. They're between fucking Nicolina and those fucking retards over there. I don't know how to put it other than they're retarded.
AC, you just looked at everything that was presented. You're from a whole different community. You're the most unbiased person on the panel. Is there anything that is left confusing? And can you please tell me where I did something wrong to poor little Susan Georgia Peach over there? Is there anything you can come up with? Anything that needs clarified? Need to see anything again? Or is this abundantly clear?
No, this is pretty clear. I mean, it's very straightforward for me. I mean, I saw what you presented. I saw the way that they tried to speak on it over there. You know, what was presented and the way that they were trying to narrate it over there and the way that you narrated it are two completely different things. I mean, there's no mistaking it. Okay. They're not in the right here. And they were better off just saying, you know what? I fucked up. I was in my emotions and I spoke off. I spoke more than what I should have. I opened my mouth and I said, I mean, this shouldn't have been out there. This is something like between friends behind fucking closed doors, and none of this should have ever been out there. And so, yeah, I don't feel bad for you showing the DMs and the screenshots and all that, because, you know, if that's what you have to do. And it's funny because we were talking about this on another stream yesterday, about showing DMs and stuff. And I was like, fuck yeah, I'm down for showing DMs and shit like that. If you're going to fucking lie about something, then I'm going to show where you fucking lied.
Yeah, especially when it involves money that I have absolutely nothing to do with. I am unmonetized. I'm not even a regular streamer. I don't have any of those outside pay apps. None. I haven't for over a year. Nothing. Absolutely nothing. Not a penny. And so, yeah, when the money stuff, you know, when my name starts getting thrown around with somebody else taking donos and shit, of course I'm going to be mad and say something. And I apologize for being a little spicy earlier, but it's very frustrating to have 2 or 3 people just run around with this crazy narrative. And then I present my truth, which is that people were trying to reach into my real life. They were contacting people. You know, I've done that. Just because I was tired of being called a liar, that, you know, there's one person that's involved with a lot of it, with all of these people that are suddenly, you know, issue. And I don't even care. I'm not going to track them down and be like, hey, I'm not going to do that. But I won't sit and be accused of shit for somebody else's selfish gain. I will not do that. I will not do that.
Well, that's your problem. You're always helpful. And then when you find out otherwise in private scenarios, you want to not deal with the bullshit anymore. I've been in situations like that too, so I don't blame you. You know, because you see a lot of shady shit going on. You don't want to be involved in it, and then they try to throw you in on shit. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I've seen it a million
And I sat
times.
on this whole time since the middle of December. Middle towards the end of December. I've been sitting on this whole time, knowing that it was still being said, and I didn't do anything with it. I just said, fuck it. If people will believe shit like that about me without talking to me first, they're not my friend anyway. You know what I mean? I'm not chasing people around to be like, hey, people I care about, I'll pop in your chat, send you an email. You know what I mean? Not that I don't care about everybody, but I mean, sometimes when people show themselves, you see them, you know, you see what, if you're more worried about your numbers or who you align with, and the truth doesn't matter, which is something I commend our community for, because we don't always get along, and we don't always share the same opinions, and we talk to each other, which could have definitely solved this whole issue. And might I add that I did fucking email Texas girl. I fucking emailed her and said, you know, there's another side to this. So I did. What else could I possibly have done to avoid any of this from happening?
To me, it seems like they didn't care about your opinion, and they were going to do this anyways. But that's the thing, though. I mean, I've seen
I'm
this
with them on
happen.
that.
Yeah, I mean, you were the bigger person in this whole situation. You didn't bring this to light. They were the ones who did it. They were the ones who wanted to do it and make YouTube cannon fodder over this whole situation, apparently.
And I warned them twice over 2 different live streams, yesterday and then a couple of weeks ago. I said something like, you know, you can keep spinning that narrative, but when people come to me, I'm going to tell them the truth. And if we have to put it out there, we have to put it out there. Like, hello, I know what's happening. You know, if I'm going to be called the bad guy for putting the truth out, well, people see the truth for what it is. You know what I mean? And then they act or react accordingly. But our community, there's times we don't agree. There's times we get mad at each other. There's times that people feel left out. There's times that, you know, all of this shit happens because it's a big community and it's constantly moving and, you know, it's like a wave, you know, they never end. But if you don't have enough respect to communicate with me about something you're accusing me of doing and blaming me for doing, if you can't communicate with me about that, but you're going to go to all the other people in our same group, you know what I mean? You're creating division. Fuck you. I don't care about your feelings at that point. I just don't. I don't care about, you know, I care about the truth being shown. And there's people that are still going to be like, well, I don't believe you. I'm okay with that. But don't accuse me of shit with that I had nothing to do with. Nothing.
Well, it's to me, it's like they didn't get enough traction fucking with Bombshell, so let's just go fuck with Jenny and Norma. You know what I mean? Because we maybe pull from the haters over there and we get some attention for it.
Well, Hondo, here's what someone else said. Someone else said that, you know, Susan was pretty adamant and braggish, like she was bragging about what she was going to do legally, that she was legally going to do this and legally going to do that, which you should never do when you truly legally anything. But she was bragging about it. And, you know, she really hyped it up. Like she said to me on the phone call that every time she went into a chat, people would ask her about it. She didn't know what to do. She didn't know how to answer. That was her concern, right? Well, I think she had no intention of ever following through with that. I don't think she intended to even take donations for that. I think people are just so adamant about, you know, putting an end to all of the shit.
Yeah, and their hate for Bombshell, and it just, you know, people wanted to give her money just to piss Bombshell off.
Yeah,
and then
that all starts happening. Yeah. So rather than her say to her community, I'm not going to do anything about it, she creates this saga that I somehow prevented her, me in Putnam County, West Virginia, prevented her from doing something or being honest.
I think real life Twitter and her brother passing away and just overwhelmed her with all this shit, and she couldn't do really anything about it. You know what I mean? She could have done something about it. I mean, you're like honest. You were the good friend, and you said, "Hey, take the time off, deal with your family stuff, you know, lay your brother to rest." You know,
I didn't bother her at all, and then she comes back like hostility and angry because I don't have answers for her. Like this has been an ongoing thing for months. This has been several months, and listen, there's people all throughout our community that have heard me say over and over and over that I would not be freed up until after the first of the year. I would not be freed up until after January because then some of those procedures got pushed back to January. And then I had stuff with a birth family member. And you know what I mean? People know where I'm at, what I'm doing. They know what's been going on. And it's just, to me, I think she had no intention of following through with it. Then she had the donations that were dumped on her, didn't know what to do about being honest about that. I'm not going to say any kind of tragedy would make her run to people and spin some bullshit lie, including me. You know what I mean? That makes no sense to do that unless you're up to something. So now is she trying to get back in Bombshell's good graces?
I don't know if that's, who knows? You never know. I mean, they could be trying to, you know, Bombshell will exploit this situation to either try to get back in with them or, you know, them not and acting like they're not going to. And eventually, if it does happen, I'm not saying it will, but if it does happen, they're gonna everybody on this side are gonna side eye them, and they're gonna lose support real quick.
Oh yeah, they've already lost a lot because they basically threw us all away over something petty.
Yeah,
a promise that she made to her own community that had nothing to do with any of us. To me, it's like night or day. It's like you told the truth or you didn't tell the truth. And if you're not going to tell the truth, don't add other people to the storyline because people are going to come out and you know, people are going to prove it. You just don't get to do that shit.
Yeah.
True.
And the ego shit, like, well, you didn't ask us our opinion about talking about Tara. The same thing as, you know, just telling people the storyline, expecting them to believe it or fall for it, and then bitching because you think somebody went live when you were live. Like, hello, where's your ego? Check yourself.
Yeah, again, at the end of the day, it's Jenny.
Bobby, I don't believe that for an instance. Are you kidding me? You think that's the reason? No, She didn't think she would. She might have meant it when she first said it, but she had no intentions of doing all that. She wanted to make it a girls trip, and that didn't work out.
Well, see, so Stellar or Angelo providing sworn statements might, they go towards credibility, but I'm learning through all of this that that's not really how it works. You can get sworn statements, but victim impact statements and having your receipts in order are number one. That's key. No attorney is going to go into court knowing that they've got, that they're going to be questioned on shit. And so I don't think she had any intention on it, because whether she had those or not, and those would have to be given, specific ways, but that wouldn't have prevented her from following through with what she said she was going to do. Those come after.
Trematina? Yeah. Nice.
What is that? A knife?
It's a Trematina.
What's that?
It's a machete. It's a cane machete.
Oh, okay. Oh.
I got Tramatinas, but I don't have that one in particular. A little hook on there for grabbing stuff you cut and pulling it out of your way.
That's true. Paige said there was no intention of going. I agree, Paige. And I see. I didn't hear that part, but other people did, and Paige has a good point.
I don't know. Sorry about earlier. I had to get something to eat. That's why I jumped off. Really, I mean, but
so we're gonna go to Rumble and go over the stream. Why not? Since they wanted to be Rumble stars, we'll make them Rumble stars. How's that?
Mm-hmm.
And then we can lay it to rest. No more of this.
No more what? It's Ram's head.
Of Susan and Texas Girl. Once I replay it and we go over it, that's the end,
Mm-hmm.
And
can I say something to Zombie? I agree that she would easily win a claim with what was owned. The problem is that the receipts have to be unredacted and verifiable. But here's the thing: if she wasn't lazy expecting everybody to do it for her, which I'm saying that's Valoma saying that. I think she's lazy and expected to dump it in my lap and have it handled. And when it didn't work that way, I think, her sending or having Texas Girl write her victim impact statement when it was Susan that I was on that StreamYard link till after 1 a.m, helping her, teaching her how they have to be written, explaining it to her, and wrote the first page for her, right, with her receipts. She then handed that over to Texas Girl, who wasn't a part of that phone call. So to me, that says she really, if it's important to you, you're going to do it, and you're going to do it the right way to the best of your ability. And she just
hey, Robbie, happy Saturday.
I wasn't having it. I didn't have the time to do it, and I told her that right off the bat.
That's fair enough. You shouldn't have to do other people's work.
Yeah, you should worry about yourself, to be honest, because the more you try to help people, the more you get shit on here. And apparently,
it's kind of like
you gotta
me
learn it that way.
It's kind of like me expecting everyone to come over and help me recover a fucking overgrown farm that I've taken over. It's not going to happen, is it?
Did you see what Paige said?
And then you get there and expect them to do it all for you.
Huh?
Hang on, I'm going to find it and post. Paige said she's at the airport. Or actually, she's getting on the plane right now. She said he rage quit and didn't even come back while she was there. So she rage quit.
Whatever.
She rage quit.
No, I didn't really rage quit. I just had other things I had to do real quick.
I know. She's just messing with you as usual.
No, I'm always going to be loyal to Jenny, period. We argue a lot. So, things happen. Oh, well.
Let me go grab the link. I put the link in the back chat. Hang on. Let me put it elsewhere. So everybody will have it when I.
I bought
Okay.
a chainsaw, Hondo.
What you get?
Because you can't have well, during the fire season out here, you can't have fucking combustible because it's so fucking dry. It'll blow
Electric?
up.
Did you get electric?
Yeah, so I got an electric one. So I got the chainsaw, fucking no battery and no charger.
What you should have done was got an electric one that is a corded one and got a generator to hook it to. That way you could drag it around.
No, you can't. I couldn't run a generator, not during the fire season.
Fuck that shit, dude. Or just get a damn one with a damn couple 100 feet of fucking cord on it.
I'm gonna sharpen my machete, mate.
That's a lot of work, dude. Good luck with that.
I
had to clear
fields.
fields.
I got the rest of my life.
Yeah, I used to have to clear fields when I was like 11 with a machete when I was living in Mississippi, so we can make plant sweet potatoes and shit. Huh?
Do you know how heavy this is?
All right, boys.
Yeah, I mean, I used to have one. I used to have an old pal.
We're moving to Rumble, boys.
Okay. All right.
And tomorrow, you know.
And I also had a Marine Corps bolo from World War II.
All right, I'll meet you over there, Jenny. I grabbed it.
All right, everybody.
Okay. All right, I put it in there for
the
StreamYard.
See you in a few.
All right. I will see y'all
everybody
over there. See y'all over there. I'll see everybody there. Let me put it in the chat again real quick and post it so that everybody can get it and come on over to the Rumble side where we're headed to review this one more time and be done. Thank y'all for coming and hanging and showing up every time for me. I do appreciate y'all for real. I appreciate you always. And I'll see y'all tomorrow on YouTube on my regular stream, So I don't know that we'll have a daytime stream tomorrow. We'll see what happens. But I'll absolutely be here tomorrow night. So much love, y'all, and I'll see you over on the Rumble side. Bye, y'all.